Welcome to the VAFA William Buck SEN Match of the Day.
He has a bounce, he crosses 50, he pins the ears back, and he drills the goal! You can tweet that and hashtag it bloody good.
It goes high up and under the full forward. Becky's taking a ripper!
Makes a name for himself with these long bombs from outside the arc. It's a long bomb from outside the arc!
Hello and welcome to the final weekend of the VAFA William Buck Premier Men's home and away season. September just days away, and we've got an early taste of it this afternoon. A meeting between Old Haileybury and Old Scotch that functions as an elimination final. The winner today will play St Kevin's for a place in the prelim. The loser is done for 2025. For the Bloods, it's a chance at finals following a Premier B flag in 2024. A monumental achievement it would be for Daniel Ward's men, but they had a chance, the Bloods, of putting this one away a few weeks ago. They went into the double bye, 2 games inside the top 4. Since then, they've won 1 game from 5 and will swap their spot in 4th with Scotch's place in 5th with a loss today. Old Scotch's premiership defence, it looked over when they lost to the Blues in round 15. 3 games out of the 8 and just half a game out of the relegation zone. But Mark Nat's men stabilised with a win over the Snow Dogs back in round 16 and then exploded last week in round 17, pumping the University Blacks by 102 points and critically bypassing the Bloods on percentage, making today's game a win and you're in contest. One goes to finals, the other goes to the off-season. It's the VAFA William Buck SEN Match of the Day, live on vafa.com.au and the SEN website and app. Paddy Grindlay with you once again this afternoon, and the sharpest eye in amateur footy is Hugo Higginbotham. He's beside me. Our man Raj Johnston on the boundary, and Simon Petch is just defrosting out the back here at Haileybury College in Keysborough, raring to go and call the action. Hugo, a very good afternoon to you.
Hello, Paddy. Great to be here. What a view we've got here from this lovely grandstand. What a contest today, Paddy. A couple of us round 18 already. It's flying by, but win and you're in. Don't you love that? Hey, I've got another thing for you. So, obviously, Haileybury have to win and they're in. Scotch have to win and they're in. There's another way for Haileybury. Draw and they're in.
Right.
And we've had them this year.
We have.
So, it's possible. It is possible. But, it's an exciting game, and both sides won't be worrying about next week, won't be saving themselves. This is a finals-like contest, and it's going to be a ripper.
This is the Saturday warm-up, all thanks to Mequicare, providing care for more than 16,500 people each week across Greater Melbourne and regional Victoria since 1959. We've got both coaches coming up, and we'll hear from Old Haileyburyans coach Daniel Ward. Just before the bounce, Raj Johnston will catch up with the coach of the Cards, Mark Nat, shortly. And Hugo, you're here with us once again today for Hit IQ and its game-changing Protect Concussion Management System. Use the code VAFA50, that's VAFA50, to get $50 off at hitiq.com, hitiq.com. Now, let's go through the team sheets, Hugo, because this Old Scotch sheet is one of the strongest I've ever seen in amateur footy. 10 listed VFL players: James Tarrant, Tyler Sellers, Hugo Brommel, Sam Grant, Ned McGuinness amongst them. And they've pulled Doug Lawrence back from a knee injury and Jack Bolkinghorn in from a groin as well this week. And they're coming off a fill-up against the University Blacks that got them back into the finals equation, and they appear in serious nick.
They certainly are, and I was curious about that game last week with so many coming back into the side. How would they gel? And, geez, didn't they gel? Absolutely did a number on the Blacks. But, I'm really curious today to see how they're going to fit the 3 big guys up forward, what the dynamic's going to be there. But the weather's helped them out. Look, it's a bit breezy, but we've been out on the ground. And I'm not touching the ground report because I don't need any more interventions from our man Simon Petch. We'll touch on later. But it is a good day for football here. It's dry weather footy out there. Look, we might get a little bit of rain come through here or there, but you've just got to get the ball in there in front of these big guys, and you can kick a big score out here today. 464
disposals to 324 for Old Scotch last week. That's a differential of 140. They went plus 35 in contested, plus 62 in marks, and critically plus 105 on the scoreboard. 11 Cardinals, Hugo, recording 20 disposals or more. Henry Brown leading the way with 36. So they're in really good nick. The changes, as we mentioned, Polkinghorn and Lawrence in, James Brady and Nelson Troon out, and they played in the reserves game, which just finished up a few moments ago. And let's now head down to Raj Johnston. He's with the coach of Old Scotch, Mark Knapp.
Thanks, Paddy. Mark, the job's clear. Win today, you play finals. How's the past week been preparing at the club?
Yeah, listen, we're lucky to be in this position today, and obviously had a good performance last week, and a couple of things that last week. For us, it's really, we haven't overplayed it this week, to be frank. It's something we just got to go out and do our thing and play our game, and we know our game's good enough. We just got to make sure we stick to our structures and our system, and we'll be okay.
So what about the VFL additions? How are they gelling with the existing list?
Yeah, good question. I mean, it was certainly one of the concerns last week, and that was probably we dealt with that within the first couple of minutes. The boys really got into our system really well. Listen, they've all played the last 2, 3, 4 years, so it wasn't foreign to them. So no, they are all in pretty seamlessly. They've all been training when they can over the course of the season anyhow. So no, that was certainly pretty handy last week.
Now, not many games have been played at the school, Haileybury College, this season. What are your expectations of this ground? Taking a look at it today, and from Haileybury more broadly, what are they going to bring?
Yeah, great deck. I came out for a little walk on Wednesday and checked it out, and it's perfect really. So really lucky to be playing here on this facility. It's a nice wide ground, very similar to the Scotch main, which ironically we played Haileybury at Scotch earlier in the year. And listen, they're a great side. I know I'll have a couple back in today. Play a really good contested brand. It's going to be a really competitive game of footy, and there's obviously a really good reward at the end of it for one of us, and two really good sides going at it.
With wet weather lurking around this afternoon, was there temptation to maybe drop a tall or move some magnets, or what are you thinking there?
Yeah, not really. Again, we're pretty comfortable. I mean, Tarrant can play pretty mobile. We don't, Sellers can play pretty mobile as well. So, no, overall, we're pretty comfortable with the team, and no last minute changes.
Well, we cannot wait for today's game. What a season it's been. It all culminates in this. Thanks for your time, Mark.
Cheers, Raj. Thanks, mate.
Thanks to Cards coach, Raj, Mark Knapp, for his time on the Saturday warm-up. Thanks to Mequicare, and we've got to throw it back down to Raj because he's just been joined by the coach of the Old Haileybury side, Daniel Ward.
That's right. Thanks, Paddy. Thanks for your time, Daniel. Fourth spot up for grabs today. What's been the messaging at the club across the week leading up to this game?
Just it doesn't matter about last week or what happened earlier in the year. It's all about today and what's going to happen over these next 3 hours.
So Scotch have got a full complement of talls. How do you match up with them?
Look, the two main talls, Tarrant and Sellers, will be taken by Kai Turner and Hugo Lynch. So, yeah, it's a big role for those boys, but one that they're well and truly up to.
And a few changes for your side today. Harrison Jones amongst them back in. Just how good is it to have him back in the side?
Yeah, he's fantastic for our team. Unlucky to miss out on VFL selection, but very lucky for us, so glad to have him.
All the best today. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Daniel.
Cheers.
Thanks to Daniel Ward and to Raj Johnston for Mequicare. It's great to speak to the coach of Old Haileybury. They've had such a strong year, but it's going to come down to the final weekend of the home and away season to decide their finals fate in 2025. Their changes: injury has ruled out Will Paul, Liam Kirkwood-Scott, Hugo Noziara and Cody Gunnawardena. Ethan Hardeman has been omitted. The ends, Lockie Vaughan, Jack Bell, Jace Morgan and Peter Gladhill accompany Harrison Jones, who we touched on. 5 changes in for the Bloods, Hugo. Brady Seckel already out with the calf. A lot on the shoulders today of the likes of Josh Gasparini and Ollie Houghton, Kai Turner, as Daniel mentioned, and Andreas Stefanakis today. It's time to welcome in Simon Petch here to Haileybury College. And Petchy, I say this with trepidation, have we finally found a ground that you haven't called from before?
Paddy, good afternoon to you, to Buttons, to Raj and to Hugo.
Oh, I've been downgraded in the hierarchy. I'm down the bottom.
You listened last week, Petchy.
There's a pecking order today.
You'll hear from my lawyers.
No, it's nice to be here. Yes, 20 years ago, 2000 was the year that we did a practice match out here with radio station Niran FM. March it was of 2000. It was Haileybury and St Kevin. So only a practice game. We sat on top of someone's car with headsets on and being taped in the front seat of that vehicle that day, just to get a bit of warm-up going. So, yes, been here. They didn't have a picket fence around it. They didn't have the Langford Pavilion here at the time, nor the Aquatic Centre across the roads, on the outer side. So, yes, still yet to find a ground that I haven't been to in the Ammos yet in Premier Division.
We will get there one day,
We'll get
Petchy.
there one day, no doubt.
I do want to talk about this
Absolutely.
ground with you a little bit because your storied ground report is key in my rundown for these pre-game shows for Mequicare.
Yes,
It looks a beautiful deck.
It's a picture. It's a bowling green out there. Not a blade of grass that hasn't been mowed here. It's terrific. The centre square's ideal. And it's as wide as it is long, as Hugo may touch on in a moment. It is a beautiful surface, and being at a school like Haileybury, as we were at Scotch about 2 months ago, the curators do a wonderful job with these grounds, and it's great to see that the drought-proof grass hasn't been put in. We've got real grass here today.
No, you're correct there, Petchy. They should do a good job. They get paid enough, those blokes.
Absolutely.
But we stepped it out before, and it is 154 long by 140 wide, so virtually a circle. And that's probably playing into the hands of Scotch a little bit. It's very similar to their school ground that we did call that game earlier in the year. And with their high possession, lateral ball movement, there's going to be a lot of space for them out there. There won't be a blade of grass that they don't touch today, the Scotch boys, when they move the ball. So that's up to Haileybury to really try and pressure on the ball carrier and shut the few of them down.
Yeah, we have spoken about the Scotch VFL guys, but there are some real talents for Old Haileybury. We mentioned Andreas Stefanakis, who will take out the goal kicking today. He's 9 goals ahead of James Stewart in second as far as the ladder leaders go in that statistical category. So big congratulations to him. Hugo, where can the Bloods get Old Scotch today? It's an almighty task. We know how good this Cardinals team is now that they've brought that host of VFL players back in and they've got some stability. But where do you think Daniel Ward can try and find an advantage?
Has to be at the source. You've got to cut it off at the source. You can't let them laterally move the ball or retain possession, because we saw the numbers. They're ridiculous amounts of possessions they have a game, and they do it really well. Minimal turnovers. They're very highly skilled, but if you get pressure on the ball carrier, you can cause a turnover. So you don't want them to get that chain of running, because the last thing you want is fast ball moving into that forward line with those 3 very dangerous forwards that they've taken the punt on, and they've thrown them all down there together today, and the weather gods have smiled on them for that.
We look back in round 11 where Old Scotch took it out over Old Haileybury at Scotch College, and the key thing that stood out to me, Hugo, Old Scotch taking 17 marks inside 50 to 5, and Tyler Sellers took 5 of those marks inside 50 for Old Scotch. Sam Grant took 7 contested marks himself. So the big guys for Scotch will be the story for me today. Let's briefly head down to Raj Johnston on the boundary line for us, because, Raj, I believe we've just had a toss of the coin and we've got some conditions for you to report on as well. Raj, take it away.
Yeah, good afternoon, Paddy, Hugo, Petchy. Great to be with you all.
There you go.
Good work, Raj. Good work, Raj.
He's opened up through this season, Raj.
I promise that wasn't planned.
Yes, it was.
All right,
yes, I saw your notes.
We spoke about this.
Yes.
Yes, we have had a toss. Haileybury going to the Cheltenham Road end, and Scotch will be going the other way. I suppose that's away from the city down towards the peninsula
That's
end.
the Garden World end.
Garden
really.
World.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a big
Garden
World
World
centre down there on Springy Road. So that's
You
the
been there
end.
often, Petchy?
No, yes.
Avid gardener?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Right then.
Green
Fair
fingers.
enough.
Green fingers.
Conditions down the boundary, Raj?
It was a ferocious night of winds in Melbourne. Thankfully, it's stopped now. Not as windy as I thought it would be down here, to be honest, particularly on the Springvale Road end. Not as bad. Bit of movement in the trees on the sort of school and car park end, but not as windy as I would have expected, guys.
Come on. How many goals?
Stuff, Raj.
How many goals, Raj?
How many breaks? Yeah.
Which end? And the Springvale Road is actually on the boundary on the wing. So
On the wing, Springvale Road wing.
So,
Big.
okay.
So, we'll,
Come on, Raj.
I've said a couple, and you've got me in trouble for not being specific enough. But yeah, I'm gonna defer to you today, Hugo.
Oh,
Wow.
Sitting right on the fence there.
I don't mind that from Raj. He's heard our man Jason Bennett on For the Love of the Game during the week and has thought if JB can sit in the fence, then so can I. We are just moments away from the start here. Thank you, Raj. Our first quarter coming up for Bedshed Dandenong. No one's better than the bedroom Bedshed Dandenong. We will have Old Scotch kicking towards the far end of the ground, as we call it here, tucked into the pocket. That is, of course, the Garden World end of Old Haileybury. And a reminder that you can listen to this game live and with no latency from the venue using the SEN Stadium feature. That's available on the App Store and on the Android Play Store as well. Old Scotch versus Old Haileybury, an elimination final in function. Here's the voice of Simon Petch.
Thanks, Paddy, and game underway down here for the Bedshed in Dandenong, and Bromwell gets the first kick of the afternoon and goes out wide here. And for Scotch taking the mark, McGuinness kicked 3 last week in their win. They go up towards the Garden World into the ground, up towards Tarrant. It went through his hands, came out here to Docking. He overran the football, left it for Sellers into goal, and he missed. So first scores a minor one there to Scotch through Sellers. Inside that 40-metre arc down at the Garden World end. And they go into one behind 1 point. Leading Haileybury yet to score for Bedshed Dandenong. We've elapsed 30 seconds into this first term.
17 touches and 5 goals for Sellers last week. Sorry, Hugo.
Just noticed Dara Seckle started in the ruck going against Grant, so that's interesting. And big Jack Bell down at full forward for the Bloods.
His first game since breaking his foot, I believe, against Old Scotch at the College earlier in the season, a game that we also were on the call for, as Old Haileybury chip it around here on the half-back flank. Lockie Vaughan's got the footy, just tucked up against the boundary line, toes it along that line. It's an awkward-looking kick, but Houghton holds on right in front of the Old Scotch bench between wing and half-back. Had such a good year. Ollie Houghton averaging the 27 disposals a game. The former Saint goes long to the former Saint
Bell's gone down.
who fell down before he could leap at the footy. Maybe a touch slippery underfoot. Hayes has it for Scotch. Feeds it to Cormac. Goes past halfway towards half forward. It's a high ball. Hunts for Gelbart perhaps and Sellers. It's slapped on into the path of McGuinness, who just can't take the ball cleanly inside 40. Gelbart's after it at ground level, as is McGuinness. Still the ball rolls on. Barter might have been taken high. The umpire picked it out. So Ollie Barter might be here having the shot. It might be Angus Jones, actually.
No, Barter, I think it is. Paddy. Yes. Riley got him really
Correct,
high.
Barter it is. So he is at right half forward, slight angle, 35 metres out, and Petch and Hugo should put the first through for the day for Old Scotch.
Just noticed before, Paddy, when Bell went down, he's still looking at that spot on the ground, and he's obviously found something there that just didn't look good for mine. But what was worse was the kick up to him as well. Big, long high. The Scotch defenders will love the ball coming into the half-forward line like that. 6
games for Carlton VFL this year for Ollie Barter. He puts it through the guts, and Scotch are away, 1-1-7. They lead Old Haileybury yet to score. We've gone 2 minutes in the first term for Bedshed Dandenong.
So that came back very quickly from that half-forward attempted entry by the Bloods. So I think from that kick in front of the coach's box, you've really got to try and find that lateral hit-up movement, then that run and carry through, because Scotch move the ball very, very fast. And when you've got players like Barter down there, they're not going to miss those ones.
So that was into the breeze. The breeze is favouring the pavilion end. The Langford Jones pavilion down here, that's where we are inside today. Out of the elements and into the breeze. Scotch have started well. 1-1-7 to Haileybury yet to score. In fact, Haileybury haven't gone outside the centre square. Thrown up again in the middle. Grant grabbed it out of the ruck. Got around Seckel, okay. Handball Stefanakis, not a good one. Got it back to Durra Seckel. Handball out wider here and Houghton. Kicks the ball towards centre half forward here for Haileybury and Lawrence. Straight onto his opponent. I think that was Rose. Brought him to ground. Or Gregor it was, and we'll have a ball up inside the 40-metre arc here for Haileybury. Up it goes. Grant palms that one down. Still inside the 40-metre arc. Houghton there. Now Stefanakis. He broke one tackle, trying to get through another. They did get him high. The umpire said play on. And once again, we'll have a ball up down to the pavilion end of the ground. Cheltenham Road end of the ground, in which Haileybury kick in this first term.
So a chance here inside 40 for the Bloods. Barter with the first goal of the day a few minutes ago. Houghton's after it on the arc of 40. Feeds it back. Gasparini, standing skipper today. The kick skipped on into the hands of Sievers one way than the other. A high floating ball towards the behind line and through for a minor score. The Bloods' account opened the 3.5-minute mark of the first term for Bedshed Dandenong. It's going to be an interesting midfield group. No Brady Seckel, as we mentioned, with that calf injury. Simon Petch, we've got a little bit of a conference between umpires here.
Just noticed Stefanakis has started in the middle, so he's playing that mid-forward role. There's might be a wardrobe malfunction for the umpires here.
Is it?
There's something going on. One's just raced inside.
Okay.
Bit of congestion. Well, we've got time here, though.
Boundary umpire.
Yes. Forgot his whistle, apparently.
Okay. All right, well.
I don't think I've seen that before.
No.
Yeah. Oh, it can happen. Nerves do take over sometimes. If it's one of his first games, he obviously just forgot. So, obviously, they're just waiting for him to come back out.
So I just noticed a little bit of byplay off the ball there with Durra Seckel, which is unusual for him to get involved in that sort of stuff. Petch. Oh, he's back. He's got the whistle. We're on.
Okay. Good on him.
Good young.
Excellent. Okay, Cormac to kick the ball back in here for Scotch. But it's gone nearly 5 minutes in this first term. 1-1-7 Scotch. Haileybury 1 behind 1 point. Durra Seckel from the kick in has taken the mark on his chest as easy as you like.
He endears himself to the opposition, Durra Seckel, doesn't he? He's a ripper.
So Springvale Road side of the ground, just below us here in the pavilion. We're in the forward pocket, right on the 40-metre arc of the Cheltenham Road end. High kick towards full forward. No one really got a hand onto that. Stefanakis is there. Henry Brown is there. Stefanakis got it back. Handball came out.
There it is.
And a kick touched off the boot, was it? And Jones putting that one through for Haileybury, taking them on to 2 behinds, 2 points. Scotch on 1-1-7. That for Bedshed Dandenong. We've gone 5.5 minutes in this first turn.
Another delay here. I think the ball's got up on the grandstand and there's no one up there to get it. So there's going to be a few minutes here. So this will give Haileybury a chance to set up. It is too.
Yeah, that was high.
We're running out of reasons to stop the game after behind. We've only gone 5.5 minutes.
It's a lot high. They got netting behind the goals down at the pavilion end, but wasn't going to stop that one. That was a high kick from Jones.
It's very similar, Petchy, to the way that Old Haileybury started last week against St Bernard's, where they had a fair bit of territory, but they just didn't quite score from that advantage. 2 plays 7 Old Scotch in front by 5 points. We've gone 6 minutes and Cormac now gets the footy back from the last line and goes sideways to Frenetic. Good to see him back out there after some absences through injury. Long for Grant and Darasekal whistle before the battle. Free kick off the ball to James Tarrant, so the umpire will bring this ball back, you'd imagine.
Turner just grabbed him and threw him out of the way there. So it's going to be a good matchup down there today, Turner on Tarrant. So both very good, experienced players.
Yeah, Turner has had a torrid run with injury over his time at Old Haileybury and through a few VFL clubs and his short time on Melbourne's list as well. Noblet to Frenetic, across and past halfway he goes. The kick on the bounce to Gelbart, feeds it inside 40 towards Clark, who is tackled. Not quite wrapped up by Mitch Kirkwood-Scott, but he ushered him out of play regardless. Will be thrown in 35 metres from goal. Old Scotch now in attack. Nearly 7 minutes gone in the first term for Bedshed Dandenong. 2 behind Old Haileybury. 1-1 Old Scotch as Ben Hayes hits the deck behind play. That might be a free kick, Simon Petch, I think. And it might be a shot at goal coming up for the Scotchies.
Against Darasekal. Although Clark's got it. Now, Hayes went down.
I think because Hayes went down just in front of us on the wing, the free kick's going to be paid further up the ground to where the ball was, the greater advantage. So that's why it's been given to Clark.
Is that because the ball was inside the arc at the time?
About to be thrown in, really, yeah. So Clark's got it. Springvale Road, side of the ground, Garden World end of the ground. He'll go in short with a kick to the pocket, and Sellers fell over. He couldn't hold on to that one. It came out to Houghton, now docking, puts it under the arms for Haileybury. Goes for a run and it kicks up towards centre wing. Oh, Henry Brown dropped what he should have taken. He gets around Bell, okay, left footer, back in towards Lawrence and he marks. So they'll go to the other side of the ground here, Scotch. They'll switch it right across the face of goal to Stubbings. He takes the mark and wants to play on, and he does just that. Goes out wider here to Easton on his left boot. Goes towards centre wing. And the mark taken over there for Scotch by Bromwell.
So down the wing go the Scotchies. Uncontested marks. They'll rack those up all day if you allow them to. Barter now got it. The only goal kicker in this game so far. 7 plays 2, 8 minutes gone for Bedshed Dandenong. Short to Lipscomb. So without much pressure applied, they go up towards half forward. Back to Barter by hand. Inside 40. Clark in a one-on-one with Vaughan. Vaughan wins the day, and Old Haileybury repel borders for now. A long kick down the line. Jones, 2 hands to it. Couldn't bring it down. Lipscomb grabs the footy. Jones grabs him. Great tackle on centre wing. Creates a stoppage, neutral territory. On the school side here in Keysborough at Haileybury College. Am I saying that correctly, Hugo?
You are. That's quite good by you, being the other side of the city operator that you are.
Correct. Grant from the restart. Down to Henry Brown. Feeds it back to Brodie Easton. Wrong side for his left boot. So he kicks a check side towards half forward. That'll be eaten up. And Noah Higgins takes the intercepting mark for Old Haileybury.
So Higgins with it outer side of the ground. That's the Glenda Aquatic centre side. He goes in very short to Turner. Told to play on. Wasn't the required distance. Tarrant puts his body in over there and nearly won the ball before the 40-metre arc, but he couldn't. Will have a ball in, Higgins. Just getting in his way there, not allowing Tarrant through. So well played by him for Haileybury. So outer side of the ground. About to be thrown back in, inside the 40-metre arc. We've got gone on 9 minutes. Scotch lead 1-1-7 to Haileybury. 2 behinds, 2 points. Thrown back in. Clark going at it with Vaughan. Vaughan got a hand onto that one. Got it down to Houghton, roved it well. Kick towards Bell, had it fisted away. Ball fell here out to Easton. Gets on his left boot again. Goes out wide here to Barter. And he takes the mark just before Gleadhill could get there for Haileybury. So Barter's got it, goes in short. And Henry Brown takes the mark here for... Jack Brown takes the mark here for Scotch.
So Brown's a left footer. He drives this kick low. It's a shallow entry. Darasekal back. He'll be paid that mark. Sellers and Grant came through late, but Durras, who's got a big day ahead for him, Hugo, in the ruck today against Sam Grant.
A very big day, but what Haileybury's doing at the moment, they're really stacking the Scotch forward line, so these entries are going to be hard for Scotch to capitalise on, but then when it comes back, they're kicking it.
Oh, long down the line. Jones went for a fly. Sorry, Hugo.
No, you're right.
Bring the footy down, though. Ground level, Easton lays a tackle. Might have been a hold, actually, I reckon. So free kick going the way of the Bloods here, and they've started this game relatively brightly. It'll be taken here by Jace Morgan, one of the inclusions. Game number 6 in the ones this season for Jace. And the bright orange boots, Hugo. You can't miss him.
Can't miss those. Must have been the last ones on the shelf.
So he'll kick this up towards the arc of 40. Jack Bell's going to have a fly at this. Lawrence is there as well. It skipped them both, and Jones takes the footy for Old Haileybury. Feeds the ball back into the pack, goes and gets it himself. Wants Gasparini, the stand-in captain today, by hand, and eventually they'll feed it back and back into the orange boots of Morgan, who lost control of the footy, taken away by Barter. He stuffed up the first bounce, didn't stuff up the second, went on the run, then got caught as he ran towards half forward. There's a little bit of afters as well, Barter, unhappy with the treatment. There's a hooded man out there in a Bloods jumper who'll be awarded the free kick. It'll be Kai Turner to take it from just tucked in nicely, but behind the wing, far side, Simon Petch.
Yeah, so Barter couldn't get away there. Turner ran him down beautifully. Had a couple of bounces, Barter. One didn't come back to him, really. Then he was swallowed up. Here's Turner, goes to Gasparini. He marks on centre wing. Glenda Aquatic centre side of the ground. We're in the pavilion down here. The 40-metre arc of the Cheltenham Road end of the ground. He goes towards 40, fist away by the Scotch defence. A fell loose hit of Barter. Oh, now chopped off here. And O'Reilly has it there for Haileybury, and he was brought to ground by Bromwell. But, gee, went the football hard there, Riley. He swooped on it, and he nearly got away with it. Thrown in the air by the umpire. Cheltenham Road end of the ground. Gasparini got it there. Houghton had it fisted away from him. Bell waits for it to come out, but Tawney goes in and under. Got the handball out, but overrunning at Bromwell. Came back here towards Higgins. High kick to full forward. And the mark taken here by Galvin here for Scotch in the last line of defence.
So that kick was meant for Stefanakis there coming out of the square, but there was 3 Scotch defenders in front. They're very Stefanakis conscious. I know Brown's going to him all the time, putting a lot of pressure on him. So it's not the entries they want.
Easton through the middle, wants Sparta in there. He ended up finding Sellers instead. He goes deep inside 50 and finds himself a one-on-one. Polkinghorn's trying to get out the back on Vaughan.
Oh,
Jones now on the scene.
Goal.
Angus Jones outside of the right boot. He misses to the right-hand side. Had time to maybe settle and kick the drop punt, Simon Petch, but he wastes the opportunity. Old Scotch 1-1-7, Old Haileybury 2 behinds. 13 minutes gone for Bedshed Dandenong.
Yeah, certainly rushed his kick there, that's for sure. So Haileybury kick it back in. Springvale Road side of the ground. They go Cormac, eyes only for the footy. Double-fisted punch. Got it down towards Hayes. Cavalry arrived now. Docking, good handball. He found Rose. Handball further afield. And Morgan has it for Haileybury. And back to Jones. And he'll look inside the 40-metre arc. He goes to centre half forward. And that's a great kick because all alone on his lonesome there is Higgins. And the kick from Rose was a ripper. Spotted Higgins all on his own, and he takes the mark 40 out from goal.
What was even better there, Petchy, was a continual run from Rose up that wing, and then that vision was excellent. So this kick, it's going to test him for distance here, you would think.
He'll have the breeze in his back.
Well, we still haven't got a number on the breeze anyway from Raj. I'm going to call it a 3-goal breeze.
Yeah, 3-4 goal breeze. Yeah. And here is Higgins for the first shot at goal for Haileybury. He's gone to the right. So another minus score for them. Taking Haileybury on to 3 behinds, 3 points. Scotch on 1-2-8. 14 gone in this first term for Bedshed Dandenong.
So Haileybury's best first-year player last year, Noah Higgins, 21-year-old, formerly of Williamstown and the Western Jets. Had a good year playing top-flight footy in 2025. Might come to an end, though, after today, depending on the result. Hayes had it spoiled away on the kick-in by Durasekel. Gasparini roves. Stefanakis across the face of Brown. He brought the ball to the ground level. Harrison Jones takes it in the pocket. Feeds it back towards Stefanakis. Easton has got him. Stefanakis stands up through the tackle. Handballs for his own advantage. Then he's tackled again by Noblett. Gave it to Jones, dispossessed. Gregor goes in. Lawrence has him. It's hot in the kitchen inside 40 for Old Haileybury, and they've still got a chance with Higgins. He's dragged off his handball. The umpire calls him to play. And now we'll choose to throw the ball in the air. Andreas Stefanakis.
That was very exciting.
He's busy.
Yeah, he is. You can see why he's a leading goalkeeper, moving like that in the forward line.
Jack Brown is in his hip pocket, and that's where he'll stay all day today from the restart. Frenetic and Lawrence trying to win it through. Rose tried to find Gregor by hand, couldn't do so. Polkinghorn flashes past the footy. It's fed out to Gasparini from the arc of 40. That kick is wide and right. And through for another minus score. Old Haileybury have 4 of them. They're 4 behinds. Old Scotch 1-2-8. 15 minutes gone for Bedshed Dandenong in the first term.
Just these behinds. I mean, there's some good front half footy there. You'd be very, very frustrated, Wardy, at the moment, because early goals are very important in a game like this, especially when they've got the breeze.
Yeah, just spraying them. Mainly to the right-hand side of the post as we look at the Cheltenham Road end of the ground. Cormac to kick the ball back in. Here for Scotch. He goes straight up towards half back. Nearly marked there by Vaughan. Tarrant there, grabbed it. Handball to Lipscomb, who got a kick towards the Springvale Road side of the ground, close to the boundary line. Just kept in. And a great tackle laid there by Hayes. And he's given away the free kick, has he?
Yeah. I think he said he got rid of it and yes, followed through with
And
that tackle.
Sinclair takes it here for Haileybury. Brings it back towards 50 out from goal. Grant at the back. Rose in front. Fell to Gregor. Handball Jones for Scotch. Now Noblet has it. This is untidy play. And the ball gets held up here by Paul. And we will have a ball up Springvale Road side of the ground. Centre wing.
Just those long high entries to sort of deeper than half forward for the Bloods. Just no good because that was to a 1-on-4 then. They've got to arrest that.
Might check in with Raj in a few minutes' time for this win because it's looking swirly out there. Here's Houghton against the boundary line, kicks it up and down. Get under that ball and play fair. Noblet tries to. The fist came from behind from Morgan. He knocked it towards the Scotch end. All's well that ends well. The Bloods make their way through. Sievers cuts a swathe through them. Snaps it on the right boot into Harrison Jones's hands. Didn't travel the required. Dougie Lawrence tackled him off the footy. Sievers goes again. Handball this time is clean to Gregor. Two-handed ball drop works out okay. Houghton inside 40 he goes. Here comes Jack Bell. And he holds on to it in the second attempt. And he'll kick from a 45-degree angle, 40 metres out from goal for Old Haileybury's first Hugo for hit IQ.
Contest work was excellent there by the Bloods. You can see they're up and about getting through traffic and putting pressure on the Scotch defenders there. And a guy like Big Bell, when the ball's out in front, that was an excellent entry. So a very important kick here. They need one here. They don't want to spray this one right again.
Big V nominee this year, Jack Bell. Played most of his footy in the ruck. Today starting at full forward. His first shot of the day from just outside of the arc of 40. He's kicked it well and truly skinny. Lucky to score. Misses to the left-hand side. And we'll use that as an opportunity, Raj Johnston, to get you to update us on the wind down there at ground level.
Paddy, I'm on the Springvale Road wing, and I definitely think the breeze has picked up in the last 5 minutes or so. It's feeling just that little bit cooler. I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, very swirly too. Yeah. So the balls going in high are really swirling around in the air, and it's going to make the forwards' day very, very hard to judge these balls coming in. Frenetic from the kick in, goes out wider here towards the Springvale Road side, and it's fisted over the line out of play, and we'll have a ball in about 70 around from Haileybury's goal.
Talking about Jack Bell as we were earlier, he just seemed very quick to come back from that injury. You think if they had a couple more weeks in the season, would he be playing today? But I suppose you've got to roll these dice.
Ball thrown back in, Springvale Road side of the ground. Clark palms that one down. Gregor Road goes over his head, really. Rose underneath it, but Cormac used his body well on him and takes the mark here for Scotch. So down at the defensive 40, right in front of us. We're in the pavilion down here. He goes up towards Springvale Road side of the ground. Clark had a look at Sackle, but coming through Sellers, and he took the mark here for Scotch. So at half-back, he goes into the middle. He looked at Lipscomb, but ended up with Polkinghorn. He takes the mark here for Scotch, and they go to the outer side of the ground to Galvin. On his trusty left boot out there, he goes towards centre wing. And Mark Lipscomb, no, it was spoiled by Sievers. They both fell over on centre wing. Docky got the handball out. Now a chance here for Morgan. He gets around, goes back inside. Not a real good kick. Frenetic goes to ground. Got the handball up here. Now they work it through Brommel. Standing still, Lipscomb goes to full forward, down towards Tarrants, and he's taken the mark in the pocket.
That was excellent work in the middle of the ground by Scotch players. That forward handball and then that deep entry, which is the key. These higher entries with both sides, no good. And just too big, too strong there, Tarrant.
So that was good. That delivery was a lot better. It held up in the breeze as well. It gave Tarrant a chance to read it properly. And James Tarrant looking at Scotch's second goal of the afternoon. They're 1-2-8. Haileybury on 5 behinds. 38 metres out from goal. He's missed to the left. So a minor score to Scotch, taking them on to 1-3-9. Haileybury on 5 behinds, 5 points. For Bedshed Dandenong, we've gone 20 minutes in this first term.
For Mercedes-Benz of Berwick around the grounds, Collegians 25 leading D-La 7. Old Zaverians 19 leading the Blacks 6. And St Kevin's 19 leading St Bernard's 6. So early scores. We'll go through what that all means for the Authorsport Victoria ladder in a moment as the Bloods go past halfway. On the Springvale Road wing, Stephanakis feeds it to the side to Sievers, who breaks 2 tackles. Back to Stephanakis. And now Houghton with some time to make a decision. Wants Bell again inside 40. Almighty collision between a few Scotch players. Lawrence and Noblet both jumping back to their feet. A free kick going the way of Stephanakis, 50 metres from goal.
Lawrence makes sure when he punches that ball, it goes a long way away.
Yeah, does he what? Yeah.
Very aggressive attack on the ball.
Stephanakis has 58 goals this year. He kicks it right to the line. Bell's got 2 players to contend with. The fist came from Clark and through for another Old Haileybury behind. 6 behinds they are to Old Scotch 139 for Bedshed Dandenong, 21 minutes gone first term. At the very least, Hugo Higginbotham, it's been difficult to kick for both teams.
Yeah, it has, but you've got to think that, that's 6 shots on goal. If they kick 3 of those, they're up by 2, and they've got the goal advantage as well. So that's a pressure thing building in their head now too, I think.
So Clark's got it. He goes out wider here. Tarrant a long way up the ground, takes the mark between centre wing and halfback. Stays same side of the ground. Glenda Aquatic centre end of the side of the ground, and Turner's got it. But a free kick has been awarded here, and Jack Brown's got it here. McGuinness has got it. He goes out wider here, and Jones had it fisted away, and it goes over the line out of play. We'll have a ball in.
So that's what Haileybury want, that shorter entry to a one-on-one competition at half forward rather than those long, deep kicks into the big guys there. So a couple of those shorter kicks are playing into Haileybury's defenders' hands, but they have got a very heavy press, a lot of presence down there.
So Aquatic centre side of the ground, outer side of the ground here at Haileybury College. Ball thrown back in, holds up in the breeze, and Clark and Seckel eventually got there. Stefanakis holding on to his man, no free kick. Gasparini goes in as well. The umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball this one up. For Bedshed Dandenong, 22 gone in this first term. Scotch lead 139 to Haileybury 6 behind, 6 points.
Whistle out of the ruck, free kick going the way of Grant or
Advantage.
Clark it is. The advantage taken, Hugo, by Old Scotch. A long kick towards the goals, and it misses again to the left-hand side. So we're now up to 10 behinds between both the teams, and 1 goal to Ollie Barter coming at the 2-minute mark, and we've had 20 goalless minutes since, Hugo, for Hit IQ.
Yes, it's been a pressure contest out there, but I've just noticed that, Scotch have got multiple ruckmen. They've had that change. Poor Dara Seckel's going to have to play a lone hand today.
He sure will. Here's Turner from the kick in. So just outside defensive 40 at the Garden World end of the ground on the Springvale Road side of the ground. He stays that side. He goes up towards Sellers, so he couldn't hold on to the mark. Stefanakis been a tackle, but Scotch get the kick away inside their 40-metre arc, but no one home for them. And Haileybury have it down in defence. Springvale Road side of the ground, they stay up towards Rose, fisted it down. Connell gets a kick here away for Haileybury. Bell meeting the sandwich, brought it to ground.
Grant has been...
Pound goes through, frenetic there. Handball came out to Cormac. Rose got in his way, then held him up. Handball came out the wrong way, and it came straight here towards Brommel, who goes towards the boundary line, and Rainer Seckel sees it over. And we've got a player down here for Scotch.
Yeah, that was Grant, who he was backing back into that contest, and he had Bell and Doug Lawrence coming at him, and Bell had no choice but to go for the ball, put the knee up, and it has gone straight through the back of Grant, and easy in a lot of discomfort there, the big fella.
Yeah, he's got a trainer and a runner attending to him right in front of us here. And the umpires, I think, are just holding play for Sam Grant. He's a long way away from where the football is.
It's not in direct area there, so...
He's back to his feet, and he looks likely to continue. Here on the William Buck SEN Match of the Day, live on the SEN app and on VAFA.com.au, where you can watch the video stream as well. Shout out to our man Ian, who's filming all the action for us today. Clark won it down. Higgins takes the footy for Old Haileybury. Gregor lost control of the footy. Henry Brown goes spinning through. Feeds it to Frenetic. Kicks it inside 40. 2-on-1 favouring the Bloods. They should be able to work this out here through Turner at least, though the pressure from the Scotch forwards is good. And they lock the ball up 39 metres out from goal. A stoppage inside 40 here for Scotch. 1-4-10 they are. Old Haileybury 6 behind. So 4-point game. 24.5 gone in the first term for Bedshed Dandenong. Ball back in the air inside 40 for the Scotchies. Higgins couldn't get the ball through. Spinning past is Brommel. He's tackled by James Paul. It's hacked towards the top of the square. It's all awkward, desperate stuff. Gasparini runs into a dead end. Called Andrew Gelbart. He's still got the handball loose. He was hoping for James Connell there on the left half-back flank. And Old Haileybury get themselves a free kick. It was, oh, pardon me, it might be going the other way. No, the umpire's...
At 50.
Yep, I thought he was pointing the other way. It might have confused the Scotch players.
One of the Scotchies ran through the protected zone there, and the umpires are red hot on that.
So
that's
Connell's
a massive 50
yeah,
too.
It sure is. Connell's got it inside the centre square. Oh, not a good handball to his teammate. Dribbles down towards their 40-metre arc. And Cormac here for Scotch ball. Clear it for them from their defensive area. So not well played there by Haileybury. Brommel on to Stubbings, who goes further up the ground. McGuinness there brought his man to ground, Springvale Road side of the ground, and will have a ball up.
That was just a little bit too much of fast ball, but little bit reckless. So I can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to really press Scotch with that fast ball movement, but you can't be reckless with that.
4 points the margin. Scotch have the lead. Around the body, Hots, and up they go. Rose, he brought it to ground. Connell has it. Heard the call from Riley. Gave the handball. He goes to Bell. Well, it's set okay. Then he had to get it onto his left boot. He did just in the nick of time. Brummel goes to ground. Brown goes to ground. And inside the goal square, we will have a ball up as Docking, was it?
Yeah, Docking. He beat 2 there and held the ball up. They should have cleared that, no worries, in the Scotchies.
So thrown in the air again. Clark got it down out the back. And will they clear here? Scotch a high up and up ball towards their 40-metre arc.
Rose tried to pull it down. Houghton at ground level with the crumbs. Cormac picked up the footy. He was held onto by Higgins, I suspect. He'll get a free kick. Charlie Cormac from right half-back flank. He's had a super year again, Charlie. 6.5 rebound 50s a game. 24 disposals in his last month of footy. He averages 31 disposals, Charlie Cormac. 7 marks, 10 intercepts, 5 and a bit intercept marks. He's in really good nick. The long switch for Scotch ends with Lawrence at left half-back. He's 35 metres out from his own defensive goal line. And just chips it short. He wasn't on the same page as Angus Jones. He kicks it directly out of bounds on the full, onto the pavilion. White picket fences down there. Raj Johnston's on the boundary for us. Raj, what do you got?
Hey, Paddy, just keeping an eye on Aidan Frenetic. He's getting looked at by the trainers. It looks like he might have a bit of discomfort in his lower right leg. I'll just keep an eye on that for you.
Thanks, Raj. The Old Haileybury entry kick was not much chop. It rolls out of play 30 metres from goal, but they will get a stoppage again inside 50. Hugo, 27.5 minutes gone. 6 plays 10 Old Scotch in front.
Doug Lawrence nearly hit my car then. No, dead set. I was watching it. It was a bit disconcerting there. Just had it washed. Anyway.
So about to be thrown back in. Cheltenham Road, end of the ground. Clark nearly grabbed it out of the ruck. Bell holding on to him. And once again, ball gets held up inside the 40-metre arc and another ball in the air. So 1 goal scored for the game so far. That through Barter at the 2-minute mark of this first quarter. Haileybury again go for Jones, the target there, had it fisted away, goes over the boundary line and we'll have a ball in.
Hugo, I like the way that Old Scotch are using Sam Grant when he's not rucking as a full-back of sorts.
Well, an extra behind the ball. We know he's got that amazing intercept mark game, so it's working really well. But it's working well with Bell up forward as well, with Bell in the ruck, forward half of the ground. Let's Seckle set up behind it, so it's good.
So Bell's going to take Clark here for this throw in. It'll fall well and truly short of the rucks. Bell runs to meet it, tried to take it out of the air, couldn't grab it cleanly, and as such, the Old Scotch defence momentarily rebounds. The handball went straight to Ollie Houghton, who has a shot at goal, and he misses.
Did you see that ball move in the air?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was the Mitch Stark pink ball stuff, Adelaide Oval style.
Yeah.
7 behind Old Haileybury. Old Scotch 1-4-10, 3-point ball game. 7 scoring shots to 5, but Old Haileybury find themselves goalless as we approach 29 minutes gone in the first term for Petch and Dandenong.
Didn't have that true spin as a normal drop punt would in towards goal, and it caught the breeze and it just floated. Cormac to the outer side of the ground, and mark taken by Sellers a long way up the ground. There's no one beyond the centre circles. Now Scotch will have to go back to get the kick and possession here. Vaughan there, Stubbings there. Stubbings got the handball, fell here to McGuinness, got the handball back to Stubbings. Left foot kick up towards half forward, but Turner takes the mark in front of Barter and plays on straight away for Haileybury to Morgan. He marks at centre half back. Gardnerworld end of the ground, he goes sideways here to Paul as the siren goes, as Haileybury were on the move. Siren has sounded in this first term, ending the first quarter, 29.5 minutes played, and Scotch lead 1-4-10 to Haileybury, 7 behind, 7 points. That for the bed shed, Dandenong.
On the other side of this, we'll go inside the Old Scotch huddle with Raj Johnston and Mark Knapp, their coach. Our huddle report coming up for Bedell Body Corporate Management. It's Old Haileybury 7 behinds, Old Scotch 1-4-10 on the VAFA William Buck SEN match of the day. More after this.
Hey guys, at GYG we never compromise on the quality of our food. That's why we only serve 100% free-range chicken. We're on a mission to reinvent fast food, because who said fast food had to be bad food? Love ya.
Is your club celebrating a player milestone? Let us know at VAFA Media and we'll feature it in the Amateur Footballer. We're always on the lookout for stories that acknowledge outstanding achievements and the clubs behind them. Email us at media@vafa.com.au.
Tickets are now on sale for one of the signature events on the VAFA calendar, the 2025 William Buck VAFA Finals Luncheon, held on Friday, September 5 at Zinc Fed Square. Join us as we celebrate the road to the VAFA and AFL finals with 5-time Premiership player Dermot Brereton and 2-time Brownlow medalist Greg Diesel Williams. Secure your tickets today at vafa.com.au.
Are you looking to grow your business? William Buck are more than just accountants and advisors who can develop strategic growth plans for your business. With over 125 years' experience, William Buck has expertise in navigating through challenging times and has been working closely with the VAFA community, creating positive change for individuals, businesses and community organisations. William Buck's team of specialist advisors work collaboratively, providing you with 360 support. Schedule a complimentary consultation today by visiting williambuck.com.
Tickets are now on sale for the William Buck Premier Women's Grand Final Day function at Elsternwick Park on Sunday, September 21. Hear from both coaches pre-game and watch the Premiership decider from the comfort of the function room with finger food and a cash bar. Tickets are just $30, including gate entry, and are available now at the VAFA website.
Would you like to get more closely involved with footy and enjoy the unique camaraderie and bonds that exist in and around footy clubs? VAFA clubs are always looking for volunteers to assist with the weekly running of the club, both on and off the field. Log on to vafa.com.au and check out our club directory to find a club near you.
Listen in to the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on SEN's new no-delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA Footy, live with no delay, Saturday from 1:45pm. Listen via the app.
This is the VAFA William Buck SEN Match of the Day, live on the SEN app and on vafa.com.au. Old Haileybury 7 behinds, trailing Old Scotch 1 goal, 4 behinds 10, so it's a 3-point ball game. Though we have had 12 scoring shots. It's been a low-scoring affair and a very windy ground here out in Keysborough, the home of Haileybury College, where they're playing the game today. It is an elimination final in function. The team that wins today will play finals in 2025. The team that loses will go out, and if it's a draw, it will be the Bloods through to the top 4. Let's go inside the Old Scotch huddle for Beadle Body Corporate Management. Raj Johnston is going to be listening into the voice of Mark Knapp, the coach of the Cardinals.
How are we feeling? Good. Hey, Clarkie, come on. Yeah? Good? Yeah. What was working for us there? What worked quarter? Hit-ups. Hit-ups. So that constant movement, controlling the ball. So uncontested marks, we're at plus 12. Okay, really strong. Does that need to change this quarter with the breeze? No. Okay, so it's still that work rate, the ability to spread the ground. Okay, so our money shot's that inside kick. Might be the 2 bridging kicks inside, get to launch pad. We want to get nice deep entries. Okay, so off the back of this, no, that's right. So we want to land the ball here, okay? We want to get to there. We don't need deep points and we don't need shallow entry up here. We need to be able to, from launch pad, 70 plus metres, get ourselves a chance in there. And if they're piling back on Sellers, what does that mean for us?
Runners.
We've got other spares, we've got other guys hitting up. So get busy, support each other down there. All right, doesn't all have to go through TY. And then it's Tarrant, it's Clark, it's one of the smalls getting, gel bar, these blokes getting busy in there. In the middle, Granny, when you're going to grab and Clark, if you're going to grab it out, get the ball in the boot. Okay, we don't need to muck around with a handball because they've got their numbers around. That's their game. Let's spread them. Right, isolate them forward of the ball. Okay, when our wingers get into the goal square. Okay, so defensive pattern, they have the footy. What do our half forwards need to do? Get up. Okay. Not even on their man. We need to cover that space so they can't get that easy one, which they got that shot on goal there, which they probably should have kicked. Okay? So do your work early, get ourselves in a position the way we want to. When they're around stoppage, where do they handball? Back. Okay? We can't collapse. We've got to have one in the scrum. But then off the back of that, we know we can get up onto them and force the ball our way. Other key numbers here. Tackle not too bad.
Thanks for Mark Knapp for his access inside the Old Scotch huddle. Thanks to Beadle Body Corporate Management, leaders in body corporate services since 1996. Uncontested marks, plus 12. Hugo Higginbotham for hit IQ. It's usually a statistic that we have a close eye on when we're calling Old Scotch games.
Yeah, well, they do move the ball laterally a lot, and they'll horse you out of the back half of the ground, so that's probably where they're picking those up. But it was interesting that he spoke about those launch pads. I reckon they pulled the trigger on those a little bit too early last quarter, going too high, as he spoke out, which is going to be worsened with that breeze. But they're going with the breeze now, so they'll be looking for those deeper entries. He did mention that we do have other options forward, because they do. Like, if they are going to collapse onto the big guys and make it a big contest there, that means there's free players everywhere. So that's where you need communication around the ball and be brave enough to have that small hit up to a player who's free, because that's a viable option.
Yeah, they do have the runners sweeping past. I think the Rd.18 call from one of the players is a good one. He's usually so dynamic off that left boot. Let's go back down to Raj Johnston. He's just been joined by the coach of the Cards, Mark Knapp.
Thank you, Paddy. A low-scoring first quarter, Mark. What was your read on it?
Oh, listen, pretty happy with that, to be honest. There is a fair bit of breeze out here, and I thought our ability to really use the ball, uncontested marks, control the game, and move it up. You know, probably for a bit of luck, we could have had a couple more goals on the board.
Do you reckon on days with conditions like this, as a coach, is it harder to prepare in your tactics, or is it really no difference?
Oh, not really any difference. It's just about adapting to what's here in front of us. So, you know, first and third will be the same, and second and fourth. So we park the first now, and we go again for this second quarter.
All the best. Thanks for your time, Mark.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Thanks to Mark Nat and Raj Johnston for sourcing our quarter-time huddle report. Our second term is coming up for Jellis Craig, Stonington and Baroondara. And let's get back down to Raj Johnston, who's on the boundary for us quickly, Raj.
Just thought I could give you a quick update on the conditions. Paddy out in the middle at quarter time definitely was swirly with that breeze, and looking out towards the Dandenongs across the other wing, it is very grey and overcast.
Thanks, Raj. So maybe some wet weather to come. Simon Petch has the call for the start of the second term. We have Old Haileybury 0 goals, 7 behinds. Old Scotch 1 goal, 4 behinds. It's a 3-point ball game, and a reminder that the team that wins today will play finals in 2025. All to do in this second term. Simon Petch.
Thanks, Paddy. Can be a scrappy game all of the afternoon. It doesn't really matter. Someone has to win. It doesn't matter what the score is at the end of the day, but a very low-scoring first term for Gelbart. Handball outside the centre circles. Scotch go forward. Cheltenham Road end of the ground. Up towards Tarrant. Had it fisted away there by Turner, but got it back again. Heard the call from Hayes out wide. Tried to centre the ball, but it was smothered off Turner. A ricochet back towards Hayes and the boundary line. They go close to it, trying to keep it in there. Cormac a long way down the ground. Turner on hands and knees out there. The umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up.
So on days like today, where you're going with the breeze, it's probably more important to stick to your structure and your system, because you get carried away with the breeze behind you,
of
like
course.
Scotch may do.
Look, it's swirly out there. It'll probably be about 3-4 goal breeze favouring the Cheltenham Road end. That's the end in which Scotch kick in this second term. Stephanakis, handball outside here towards Easton. He sees it over and will have a ball in.
Very strong, Stephanakis. Even when he gets tackled, he still gets the hands out.
He's a
that
bull,
strong
isn't he?
core.
Absolutely.
And he cops a lot of work into him each week. Which you'd expect, being top of the goal-kicking ladder.
For Mercedes-Benz Berwick, St Kevin's 34 leads St Bernard's 18. Collegians 33 lead De La Salle 7. On that notion right now, Hugo Higginbotham, it would be Collegians staying in top flight for 2026 and St Bernard's going down to B grade. More on that in a moment as Old Haileybury progress it towards half forward. Galvin's there for Old Scotch. Wants Lipscomb by hand. And Old Scotch are going to horseshoe this one all the way back to Jack Brown, who's got a problem. Noah Higgins came up behind him. Brown didn't hear him. He's wrapped up. 15 metres out from goal. The umpire takes pity. It'll be thrown in the air. This is good from the Bloods.
Yeah, that was Dougie Lawrence there, was trying to move that ball. Just didn't execute the kick.
Neither ruck got near it in the air. Free kick is picked out. It's going the way of Old Scotch. So the opportunity dissipates for the Bloods. It'll be taken here by Grant. Last line pretty much for Old Scotch, and they'll bring it up through half-back. Hayes now with the footy up against the boundary line. Some 50 metres out from his own defensive goal line. Benny Hayes, averaging the 20.4 disposals in 2025. He takes his time, has no option, kicks it long down the line. Then McGuinness, well positioned. The fly came from Tarrant, the fist over the top. Goes against the boundary line. Sellers is there. The boundary line beats them all. And we'll get a stoppage, neutral territory, far side wing. Simon Petch and Hugo Higginbotham for Hit IQ.
They're doing a good job, the Bloods, of just taking away the easy options that Scotch like, and that's where they get a lot of those possessions from. So they're going to have to play 4 quarters of this, but doing excellent work at that at the moment.
Aquatic centre side of the ground. Doris Seckle there. Sam Grant grabs it out of the ruck. Then he lost it, got it back again. Handball there from Lipscomb. Found Easton on his left boot. Goes towards 40, but Vaughan dropped what he should have taken. Followed up okay. Got the handball out here to Stephanakis in space, who goes round the body here to Gasparini, and he takes the mark.
So it was a nice little smart kick by Stefanakis. Such a good player, isn't he? So valuable up in the middle of the ground as well.
So out of sight of the ground, aquatic centre side. Gasparini's got it here for Haileybury. They go forward with a kick up towards half forward. Seckel there, Bell at the back, fisted down. Umpire's blown the whistle, and Grant gets the free kick here for Scotch. Out of sight of the ground. We've gone 3 minutes in this second term for Jealous Craig. No addition to the quarter time score. 1-4-10 Scotch, 7 behind, 7 points Haileybury, and Scotch to go forward.
Old Scotch want the corridor, and Frenetic, who has to run a decent old way to mark this in the centre of the ground, but does so in Fed Noblet. He kicks it deep inside, 50. Vaughan has to leap. Clark stayed down. Henry Brown was despairingly reaching for the footy. It never came his way. Durra Seckel involves himself, and he's wrapped up. It'll be thrown in the air 35 metres out from goal. Scotch, that switch. Hugo, they move the ball quickly.
They did, but great defending by the Bloods there.
Vaughan into the right. Clark held him off, took the ball, snapped on goal and missed to the right-hand side. Another behind. 1-5-11 now, Old Scotch. At the 4-minute mark of the second term for Jealous Craig. Old Haileybury, 7 behinds, down by 4 points. And we can see Daniel Ward, Hugo, just pacing the boundary, looking a very nervous man indeed.
There's going to be no grass there at the end of the day.
Only 4 points the margin, though. Here's Paul out of defence, up towards Seckel at the back. Bell was there as well, fell here to Easton, gets back onto his left boot, goes towards the pocket. Tarrant is out in front of Turner and takes the mark.
Very swirly, though, when that ball was coming in. You can see the wind really affecting it. It's pushing everything to that pocket. I think, that's definitely more than 3 now, I reckon. It's getting up there.
Well, even those top of the goal posts are moving here, so it is very, very strong and swirly out there. So this will be a good kick from Tarrant to see what he's actually going to do. Be a drop punt, aquatic centre side of the ground, 40 out from goal.
Oh, that's a beautiful kick.
Brought it back. No.
See, he's
missed.
That was left point post he aimed at there, and that Breeze just pushed that across.
So 9 behinds to the Cheltenham Road end of the ground. No goal scored down there at the moment, and the lead now 5 points in favour of Scotch. 1-6-12. Haileybury 7 behind, 7 points. 5 minutes played for Jealous Craig in this second term.
So they're going to be doing it in behinds today. Riley, half-back for the Bloods. 5-point ball game, as you mentioned, Simon Petch for Jealous Craig. Riley's got nothing. This will be a high kick down the line. Jack Bell sets himself. That ball is doing everything in the air, but going straight. Bell went for a fly. He read it quite well to get underneath the footy, and I reckon that's a free kick given away by Stefanakis. He held on to Hayes. It is really tricky out there. As soon as that ball goes up 5 metres off the ground, it does all sorts.
Can't have high balls today.
So Hayes is going to cut this one fairly low. It's an awkward old kick, and Durra Seckel eats it up on the arc of 40.
That low ball.
Yeah.
It floated.
It did, went sideways. Yeah.
So Seckel marked it on his hands and knees virtually, got it out to Stefanakis, aquatic centre side of the ground, comes back to Paul inside defensive 40. Now he goes back outside here to Gasparini. So they haven't travelled far, but they've kept possession.
Yeah, no, they've done well. He's busy, Stefanakis, around the middle of the ground, isn't he?
Oh, is he? He's absolutely.
A real trier.
Gasparini, a kick towards centre wing, Noblet eyes only for the football. Couldn't take the mark. Houghton got in his way. Now Seaver's got the handball out here to Docking. Oh, he fumbled at the wrong time. But it was good enough to bend down, pick it up, go long with the kick down towards Rose, who we can't mark. Fell out the back. He'll rove it okay. Wanted the handball to Bell, but he couldn't. And the umpire says ball it in deep in the left forward pocket here for Haileybury.
That was amazing by Seaves there. He couldn't find the ball. Player went to tackle him when he picked it up. He just dove under the ground. So he dug a trench and ran through it. It was excellent work.
So chance here for the Bloods into the breeze. Bell will take his turn in the ruck. Grant will get to it first and spikes it out of defensive 40 with an almighty thump. Bruce on the buttons, love that one. Gasparini tracks it towards the boundary line. Taken out of play by Jace Morgan.
Not much of buttons, missus.
No.
Hey,
he's on top of everything.
He's on everything.
Yeah, it's good.
So it is just stuck on that far side wing, Petchy and Hugo. When Old Scotch can get it corridor side, or into the corridor, I should say, they move the ball quickly. It's just living against the boundary. Thrown back in, out the back of the 2 rucks. Henry Brown's after it for Scotch. Feeds it to Frenetic. They look for centre half back here and some run from Easton. He didn't take the ball cleanly, and Connor Riley's on his case. He has a friend, though, at Easton in Stubbings. And now Hayes, hospital handball for Noblet. He's pulled down by Jace Morgan, just needs to nest this footy and not let it out. He doesn't. It'll be thrown up between the edge of the centre square and the forward 40 arc. Old Haileybury attack at centre half forward.
Did a great job there, Morgan, of not slamming his head into the ground. He dropped on top of himself. That was
it was a good tackle. Great tackle. Gasparini goes to ground. Frenetic into his back. The umpire let it go. The ball came out. Now Hayes has got it here for Scotch. Handball loosely goes towards the boundary line. Brommel there. Lawrenceman supports. Stefan Arcus just saw Brommel over the boundary line.
He was like a terrier there.
He wasn't letting him in back in, and we'll have a ball in. Really low scoring. 1-6-12 Scotch. 7 behind, 7 points Haileybury. Second term elapsed 8 minutes here for Jealous Craig. Thrown back in. Bell out of the ruck. Handball over the top into Sievers. 40 metres out from goal. He goes and misses another one. Dear me. 8 behinds, 8 points here, Haileybury. 1-6-12 Scotch, 4 points the margin, 8 minutes gone in this second term.
You just feel today that any kick from 25, 30 metres out or further, you're not going to kick the goal because the wind's doing too much. You've only got to try and find that extra run and carry or that mark closer to goal, and then you might be half a chance.
Scotch went one way then the other, and back to Cormac at the top of the defensive goal square, and his options dry up further afield. Continues the move, now to Noblet.
They've done a good job here, though, Haileybury.
Yeah, really good.
Haven't they?
Really good.
They haven't kicked a goal, but, gee, they're competitive.
They're taking away the easy option for Scotch as well.
8 games for North Melbourne's VFL team this year, Noblet. Old Scotch come out now on the Springvale Road side. Stubbings was the target. It went over his head and out of play. This time on the broadcast side of the ground, Hugo, rare we've seen it out here so far in the second term.
One thing with a day like today is the wind will do a lot with the ball, so it takes the skill out of it. So if you've got a high possession game, the turnovers are going to come because it's just you can't control what the ball's going to do.
And you can really understand why Mark Knapp wants his team to get the ball loose of the contest because Old Haileybury love it in tight. Josh Gasparini, that's his kind of day. Grant tries to fist it clear of the big pack of players around the throw-in. Tawny's around the place for Old Scotch. Haven't called his name too often today. They all sit atop the footy. Barter will be last up, and the umpire will throw it in the air. Centre wing between the benches. Old Haileybury 8, Old Scotch 12. 10 minutes gone for Jealous Craig in the second.
So very congested this game. Low scoring as well. And once again on the logo. I guess it's the school logo on the ground there. We'll have the ball thrown in the air. Springvale Road side of the ground. Centre wing. Houghton over the head. O'Reilly a high tackle. Surely a free kick going his way, and he will take it here. Centre wing, Springvale Road side of the ground. He goes across to Gasparini, who's had a very good game for Haileybury, and he takes the mark, centre wing, and goes beyond the scoreboard with the kick into the breeze and holds up. Grant follows it across, and we couldn't get there in time. Cormac at the back, but the umpire's blown the whistle, and
Dougie Lawrence blocked him off the ball.
Jones will take it here for Haileybury.
So Dougie came in and was very physical because that was a 1-on-4 by Jones there. He did really well, and the umpire saw that.
And Grant hurt again. He's down on his haunches. He followed that ball across and then got absolutely crunched. Not as bad as in that last contest, but Jones lines up here.
And one thing with Harrison Jones, Petchy, I've watched him play for Frankston VFL this year. He is a massive kicker of the footy.
Right, this is into that swirly breeze, So Springvale Road side of the ground to the Garden World end of the ground, and he's about 45 metres out here, Jones. Put it on its way. Drop punch, nice off the boot. Goal umpire goes right. He's hit the post. The goal umpire followed it right across. And that's their 9th behind of the afternoon. Haileybury on 9 behinds, 9 points. Scotch on 1-6-12 for Jealous Craig, 11 played second term.
The Cormac kick to Henry Brown had to be precise. It was. The lift doors were closing. He takes the mark, and now Scotch move it up this near side wing. Barter pulled off the footy by Jones. Legally, said the umpire. Ollie Barter's got the footy again. Runs across half back, and it's a dangerous switch. It needs to get there fast. It did. To Ben Hayes, who's got to make a decision. Runs a long way. Kicks it inside 40. Durrell getting back. Not in time. Tyler Sellers. Strong mitts. He takes it chest out. And he'll have a shot from just about directly in front, 40 metres out from goal. This would be just the second goal of the game at the 11.5-minute mark of the second term, Hugo.
Well, Hayes used every metre of the metres he was allowed then, and that was an excellent kick out in front of Sellers. So this is he's going to be kicking from, 38, 40 metres with that breeze. This will take a very good kick. But if anyone can kick it, he will. I'm backing him in. Putting my reputation on the line here.
You got one.
You got one. That's in tatters.
We've had 16 scoring shots today. Just the one of them have been a goal rather. Sellers, no.
Dear me.
Misses to the right, never looked like
Your
it.
reputation has just been absolutely obliterated.
It was already shot to pieces anyway, so...
1-7-13 Old Scotch, 9 behind.
That's
Old
right.
Haileybury, 4-point game, 12.5 gone for Jealous Craig in the second. Simon Petch and Hugo.
Just trying to build some theatre there, but we all knew where that was going, didn't we? There was no way it was kicking
So
back.
10 straight behind to the Cheltenham Road end of the ground and not one goal scored down here at the Pavilion Road end. So Paul to kick the ball back in here for Haileybury. Favours the aquatic centre side and Durasekel up. Though he palmed it down okay. Rainer Sekel has it. They keep possession here, Haileybury. Back towards centre wing. No mark taken over there. Jones flew high. Had the runners in Connell. Delivers the ball to half forward. No one at home though. And Jack Brown takes the mark here for Scotch and goes right across the face of goal virtually. And Stubbing sees Tawney and he receives and takes the mark on his chest in front of Riley. Springvale Road, side of the ground, bad kick. And Noblet sees it over and will have a ball in. That was a bad kick.
It was, but that's a result of the pressure that Hailey's putting on the easy option. They realise that that's where all the possessions come from for Scotch. So it's good format.
They've got it out moving too. So into clear air really. And they find themselves Springvale Road side centre wing here, Scotch. They lead 1-7-13. Haileybury 9 behinds, 9 points. Ball thrown back in. Sekel front berth. Grant to the fisted it towards the front of the pack. Goes over the boundary line. Out to play again. We'll have a ball in.
So just looking at the Scotch forward line here, so you've got Sellers in a one-on-one, and then you've got Lockie Vaughan sitting 20 metres or 15 metres in front of him for that kick coming in. So they're very conscious, but look, it's working well at the moment.
Yep.
Hugo Lynch with the matchup on Sellers has done a sterling job so far in a game where we've had 1 goal kicked and 16 behinds. Sekel pushed off the ruck contest by Grant. Henry Brown was run down as he kicked by Sievers. Still got it forward. Connell takes it and spreads it to Docking. He can go wide. Gasparini all by himself. Marks the footy next in the chain. Stefanakis, that kick has gone 14.99 metres. Let's round it up to 15.
No, it didn't.
Stefanakis will just retreat off the mark. He's tucked in neatly behind the wing. Springvale Road side here in Keysborough. It's a high kick down the boundary line. It swings from out of play back into play. Big leap from Grant across the front of Bell. Jack Brown is down behind play. The ball is held up. The umpire will throw the ball in the air, but Jack Brown is not in a great way here, Hugo. No. There's a trainer with him now, and this ball will be held because he's right in the middle of the pack.
And he's really tucked up something in that impact in that big high marking contest there, and he's really tucked up something. I don't know. Oh no, he's moving now, so that's good.
He is moving.
His tail's gone back down.
Bent double. There's a couple of trainers ran out to him initially. Now just the runner with Jack Brown. The umpires grabbed the footy. Brown is now back to his feet, looking very sore, but good to continue, Simon Petch. So we're back away beneath the scoreboard.
Thrown in the air. Bell got that one down. Haileybury, Stefanakis, handball over the top lead. Hill goes long with a kick inside 40. Fist away Noblet. Fell out the back to Jones. He tried to break a tackle, lost the football in doing so, and the umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up inside the 40-metre arc.
Notice the umpires are pretty keen to let it play out a little bit. They're not blowing the whistle too early today, which is good.
Thrown in the air. Grant got that one down. Morgan, a short kick, went nowhere. And a good tackle. Right close to the boundary line. That was Stefanakis.
Yeah, I think that was on Brown
too.
That
might be a bit of payback. Jack Brown wasn't sore before, he is now.
Yeah, and he certainly felt the full force there. So inside the 40-metre arc in front of a small little boutique grandstand that's been built here, obviously, for the school. We'll have the ball thrown back in. Garden World end of the ground. Grant at the back, got it fisted towards the boundary line. Stefanakis goes through. Handball came out here to Connell. High up and under, kick out of bounds on the full. And resultant free kick going Scotch's way.
Jack Brown has recovered from 2 hits in as many minutes. Take this kick in the left back pocket for Scotch. 9 plays 13, 4-point lead for the Cards. 1 goal kicked in this game to Ollie Bard at the 2-minute mark of the game. Nothing since. Long down the line goes Brown. Tarrant in the pack, couldn't bring it down. Stefanakis worried off the footy between wing and half forward. The umpire's seen enough.
So 2 behinds to Haileybury in this second term, and Scotch 3 behinds. So 5 behinds for the second term so far.
Remarkable. We'll go around the grounds for Mercedes-Benz Berwick in just a second's time as Sievers is run down from behind. He took too long to make a decision, and Barter pulled him down, holding the footy. It'll be taken by Barter through left half back around the grounds. Old Brighton 41 leading the University Blues 15. Collegians 58 leading De La Salle 13. St Kevin's 34 leading St Bernard's 21. And the Old Zavarians 28 to the University Blacks 19. Simon Petch, Jack Polkinghorne now for Scotch at left half back as the footy.
Okay, so they're all up the ground. They're all within the centre square area of the players. So he's turned it over here, Polkinghorne, and Paul takes the mark. Springvale Road side of the ground. He'll kick beyond the scoreboard, heading towards the Garden World centre end of the ground here at Haileybury College. He looks at Bell, he went in that direction. Oh, Stefanakis nearly marked it. He brought it to ground though. Now Lead Hill gets involved. Cormac charges out of defence. Handball back here towards Henry Brown, who got a handball over his head. Scotch go forward. They keep going. Jones goes in towards the pocket, and Sellers marks it on his chest in front, play of the day.
Yeah, that's a result. So Haileybury are playing basically in a 60-metre arc. They're getting that many players around the ball. So when Scotch do get the ball on the outside, they can move it quickly. So they got it away from all that congestion, and Haileybury just chasing tails then.
So well on Jones. He got that ball through the middle. That handball over the top. And Sellers, who kicked 6 goals against Haileybury the last time they met back at Scotch College, looking at his first goal of the afternoon today, puts it on its way. He's got it. So first goal to the Cheltenham Road end of the ground in their second term. Second goal there to Scotch. First goal there to Sellers, coming up at the 18.5-minute mark of the second term for Jealous Craig. So a run of 13 behinds has been broken by a goal by Sellers.
On the back of that really good play from Scotch, where they got the ball out and that overlap handball through the middle of the ground, then that excellent entry to a one-on-one. So they need to get it away from that congestion that Haileybury are doing. And Haileybury doing a really good job at taking away that easy one. But playing in that arc of about 60 metres around the ball, once you get it out and they're running and they're
through the middle, they beat them. They cleaned them right up.
Well, Haileybury, they're staring down their first goalless first half since round 4 2023. Hugo Higginbotham back underway in the middle. Hotton's handball was a bit hot for Docking, who was pulled down, and the umpire will throw it in the air again. 9 plays 19. We're just about to enter time on in this second term for Jealous Craig. Ball back in the air. Vaughan into the ruck against Clark, and it's the bigger man Clark who wins the day to Barter, and Old Scotch horseshoe the back of the contest to kick up forward. Tarrant has to try and take it on the bounce, a step ahead of Turner. Docking was clean, fed Rainer Seckel, who in turn goes to Turner, and he goes long down the line. Old Scotch with the numbers. Cormac strong. Intercept grab again from the intercept king, Charlie Cormac, who wants the corridor, and Henry Brown failing that. Ned McGuinness went for a fly, went through the contest without touching the footy. A free kick for a hold is going the way of Rainer Seckel of Old Haileybury centre half back. So the Bloods will repel for now. 10 points down, Simon Petch.
So Seckel's got it down in defence. He's been on and off the ground most of the afternoon. He goes towards Bell on centre wing. Fist away Lipscomb. Fell down here. Now Bromwell's got it. Goes towards Sellers again. And he marks it out on his chest inside the 40-metre arc down here at the Cheltenham Road end of the ground. Great kick, Bromwell.
He did this last time we played, didn't he? He had a spell of about 10 minutes or so where he got on the scoreboard, and that was the difference for the day. But that fast ball movement away from that marking attempt was very, very good.
So no easy goals down here today, especially the Cheltenham Road end of the ground. It is swirly. It is about a 4-goal breeze down here. Sellers looking at his second. Scotch looking at their third. 40 metres out from goal. He's gone across. As he knows, he's got it. So another goal there to Scotch. They go into 3-7-25, leading Haileybury 9 behinds, 9 points. For Jealous Craig, we've gone 21 minutes in this second term, and Sellers kicks his second of the afternoon.
So Scotch should really be looking to put the foot down now for the last couple of minutes. Remember, we haven't had many goals, so this quarter won't go up too long, so they really need one in the next couple. So look for Haileybury to really try and put the skids on here.
So good kick by Bromwell. That was a ripper. He spotted Sellers nicely, put it out in front of him, hit him on the chest, and Tyler finished it off as he should.
No, there was nothing that Lynch could do there when it's a kick like that coming in. And he didn't kick it high either, so wind didn't get too much effect.
Get the sense that some of these Scotch players have just found the breadth, I suppose, of the wind, and they're able to now kick it cleanly. Higgins takes the footy from the restart, kicks it inside 40. Doug Lawrence all by himself takes the intercept mark. He had Hayes at left half-back decided against that and goes short to Cormac instead through centre half-back. And here go the Scotchies again. It's into the corridor. Here's that dangerous boot of Brommel. He's taken the mark. He wanted to kick into the centre circles. The option dried up, so he goes wider instead. Had Stubbing short, Tarrant long. Turner over the top for Haileybury, gets the spoil. Gelbart tries to take the ball over. He's got pressure applied from Kirkwood Scott, who takes the footy. Does Mitch Kirkwood Scott and goes sideways to Morgan, who kicks it out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, that was just that breeze taking hold of it there. And they did well to keep it in, but just didn't have that option up the ground.
Amazing, a couple of goals and the congestion just opens up here. Like there's players spread right across the ground now. Scotch have the footy. They go to Barter. Fished away by Jones. Balls hit the deck. Fell here to Higgins. Gasparini now Stefanakis. Looked for a handball. He gave it out wider here to Jones. He couldn't control it though in the breeze. Then he got a kick along the ground. Lawrence standing still. Got the handball back to Noblin in defence. Scotch work it back inside here to Hayes. Docking is after him. Hayes gets the handball over the top here. And Brown here for Scotch goes towards the Springvale Road side of the ground. And the mark taken out there by Jones. So they worked it well, Scotch, without Haileybury touching it.
It's that horseshoe out of the back half of the ground.
So Jones goes towards McGuinness and he marks on his chest. And Gelbart screaming forward. He gave it to Jones, who goes to full forward, but Turner in front of Sellers takes the mark down inside defensive 40.
And made him earn it after that. Just give him a nice little hug there. But he's doing well down there, Turner.
He's been super, Kai Turner.
Yes, he has today.
We've touched on his injury history. Persistent groin problems when he was at Melbourne. An issue with his hamstring this year. He's signed to Williamstown's VFL list, but hasn't featured for them in 2025.
And this one, Gasparini's had plenty of it.
As he does.
Gasparini sideways to Kirkwood Scott, just within the playing arena. Short again to Docking through right half-back, Haileybury. 15-metre pass by 15-metre pass. It's not compelling. Docking's got it all to do now. Brilliant sunshine now here in Keysborough. He dumps it down the line. Durraseckle and Jack Bell in the pack. Jack Bell holds on.
Yeah, that's a good mark.
Good, strong hands. He's got the long sleeves on today, Jack Bell. He turns quickly. He keeps the kick low. He skims it towards half forward. Gregor backing back, couldn't quite. Taken by Harrison Jones. Flings the handball for Houghton. Lost control of the footy. Barter hacks it off the carpet. In towards the edge of the centre square, opposite side wing. Taken by Angus Jones, has the head ripped off, takes the advantage, runs inside the centre square, kicks it deep. Sellers in the one-on-one, might try and take it on the bounce, does so. Tries to fling off the tackle of Lynch. Lynch was unperturbed. Got rid of Sellers. Clark grabbed the footy instead, kicks it towards the open goal square. It rolls away harmlessly into the pocket and out of bounds. It'll be thrown in right forward pocket for Old Scotch, 25 playing 9.
But with the time gone in the game, that's actually a win for Scotch because that is just a stoppage in the forward pocket, a boundary throw in, rather than Haileybury got the ball with can retain possession. So they're a big chance here. I'd be getting every player, if I was Scotch, around the ball, and we'll try to get a snap out of the ruck or something.
So thrown back in, Cheltenham Road into the ground in forward pocket. Now here's a chance here for Gelbert. Into goal, he's missed. Minus score. Scotch 3-8-26. Haileybury 9 behinds, 9 points. 25 gone for Jellis Craig in this second term.
Nearly went to script, but that was the play there.
Roved it beautifully, Gelbart.
Yep, that was the play every day of the week.
And that's why Hit IQ sponsor your special comments, Hugo Higginbotham. Pitch perfect stuff.
Don't know about pitch perfect.
Kirkwood Scott from the last line, 9 plays 26. Still waiting for an Old Haileybury goal here at the College. Bell in the pack, couldn't quite. Grant's got the footy, they've all got him. Seavers takes it away for the Bloods to Stefanakis on his non-preferred left side. You wouldn't have thought it though from that kick. Hits Harrison Jones lace out. And about 2 metres off the deck there, straight into the chest of Harrison Jones.
He's just waiting for the troops to get up the ground.
So he's going to go backwards to Gasparini, and Jones might have to jog back to be the down-the-line target here.
And Bell's up the ground too at the moment, so they've got to get back there because you can feel a long kick coming soon.
Yeah, they kick the triangle back to Stefanakis. He's between wing and half-back for Old Haileybury. And he's called to go now by the umpire. So Stefanakis runs the arc, kicks it long down the line. Harrison Jones is there. He flies from a couple deep. It's plucked off the pack by Jack Bell, who roved it nicely. His handball was to no one in particular. Lipscomb lost control. Lawrence surely took an opponent high. No, says the umpire.
He tried to.
It'll be thrown up 45 metres out from the Old Haileybury goal, left half forward.
Beautiful kick, Stefanakis into the breeze. He got beautiful distance with that. Thrown in the air, kick away. Bell. Scotch go forward. Bell goes up, couldn't complete the mark. Fell to Higgins, who's brought to ground by 2 Scotch players. We'll have a ball up. Aquatic side of the ground, Aquatic centre side of the ground. 26 playing 9, Scotch had the lead. 3-8-26 to Haileybury. 9 behinds, 9 points. Yes, to register a goal in this game of football. Still on centre wing, came out now. Hot and high up and under kick. Inside the centre square. Up they go. Stefanakis set himself, couldn't mark. Fell down here to McGuinness, who's brought to ground in a tackle. Laid on him by two Old Haileyburys. And the umpires paid a free kick.
Yeah. Well, if you don't try and get rid of the ball, then that's holding the ball.
And Riley will take it, then pushes McGuinness over as he went to go and pick the football up. And Riley gets the kick, goes out wider here to Turner. He can keep running, he does. He goes out wider here. Kirkwood Scott was there, but it went over his head. Matthias Rose there as well. And we'll have a ball in out of Springvale Road side of the ground.
I don't think Kirkwood Scott thought that ball was for him. He stopped and waited for someone coming behind and then realised he was the one who should have turned and taken that mark. So that's a real let-off for Scotch there, because Haileybury could have been having a shot on goal with that one.
Rd.18's got a bloody nose. Blood rule is called. He makes his way off the oval. No harm done, hopefully, for the number 32 for Old Scotch. Raj Johnston will let us know at half-time if there's any issue. We'll go through all the around the grounds for Mercedes-Benz of Berwick at half-time. It is a crucial weekend across the VAFA, especially in the top 3 men's divisions. It's hurled back into play. Over the head of both rucks. Gelbart's after it. Riley tackles him off the footy. Frenetic takes the ball, kicks it for Clark down the wing. Vaughan's riding him the whole way through. Receives the handball as Lockie Vaughan. Spreads it. Docking. He's got a problem. Back to Vaughan. They've mucked around with it a little bit here, the Bloods, and they'll be happy for a stoppage in front of the benches.
They worked themselves back into a corner there, just with some real pressure on pressure handballs rather than trying to get a release. But nobody wants to kick the ball long down the line because that's going to result in a turnover.
28.5 gone in the second term. 2 goals this quarter, both going to Old Scotch, both going to Tyler Sellers. The kick towards half forward is cut down by Kai Turner, and he wants to go. Feeds Kirkwood Scott, who takes a running bounce and then runs into a dead end. Caught holding the footy. Back come Old Scotch. Henry Brown's got the ball in the centre circles. Dumps it inside 50. Jones back with the flight. He'll be beaten to the ball. Rainer Seckel takes it. Jones takes him. Angus wraps up Rainer Seckel. It'll be thrown in the air, left forward pocket for Old Scotch. Mitch Kirkwood Scott, he had too much time, Hugo.
Yeah, he's tried to be a little bit too cute there, come back on the inside. Got caught up.
Unfortunate for them. He's docking out of the defensive back pocket. He goes to Bell. Oh, we nearly brought it down. Tawney goes in. Handball standing still. Lipscomb into goal. And he kicked it. So Lipscomb has kicked Scotch's 4th goal. They go into 4-8-32. Haileybury 9 behinds, 9 points, 29.5 played in the second term for Jealous Craig. And that is his first goal of the afternoon.
Well, I can see Kirkwood Scott tearing back to the bench. I think there might be a bit of a discussion going on there, because you think of the context of the game, how tight it's been.
That happens, then they get a goal.
Generally, it happens when players try and do too much as well. Just do your job when you're a player out there sometimes, especially when the game's so tight. And look, we've just gone 30 minutes, and me with my great calls, I said this quarter wouldn't go long. But anyway, that's what I do.
Well, what have we had? We've had 3-4 to 2 behinds. 3-4 to 2 behinds in favour of Scotch.
Bell wins the clearance up towards centre forward. Great grab. Noblet, who had some treatment coming from Rose. His number was called. He held on, and Hugo, you called it. There goes the siren. 30.5 it goes in the second term for Jealous Craig. Old Scotch 4-8-32. Old Haileybury 9 behinds. Their first goalless first half since the opening rounds of 2023. It's win in your in stuff today, and Old Scotch at the moment with the whip hand. They are 23 points clear of the Bloods at halftime. 2 goals to Tyler Sellers, both in that second term. Singles for Lipscomb and Barter for Mark Nats. Cardinals will have more on the other side of this.
Are you looking to grow your business? William Buck are more than just accountants and advisors who can develop strategic growth plans for your business. With over 125 years' experience, William Buck has expertise in navigating through challenging times and has been working closely with the VAFA community, creating positive change for individuals, businesses and community organisations. William Buck's team of specialist advisors work collaboratively, providing you with 360 support. Schedule a complimentary consultation today by visiting williambuck.com.
Hey guys, at GYG we never compromise on the quality of our food. That's why we only serve 100% free-range chicken. We're on a mission to reinvent fast food, because who said fast food had to be bad food? Love ya.
Would you like to get more closely involved with footy and enjoy the unique camaraderie and bonds that exist in and around footy clubs? VAFA clubs are always looking for volunteers to assist with the weekly running of the club, both on and off the field. Log on to vafa.com.au and check out our club directory to find a club near you.
The Anytime Fitness VAFA Rising Star Award recognises the competition's most talented young players. Each week, the VAFA Rising Star Committee receives nominations for one male and one female player aged 20 years or under who played no more than 7 senior games before this season. Our overall season winners will be declared the Anytime Fitness VAFA Rising Stars for 2025. So if your club has a young gun making their mark, nominate them now at media@vafa.com.au.
Tickets are now on sale for the William Buck Premier Women's Grand Final Day function at Elsternwick Park on Sunday, September 21. Hear from both coaches pre-game and watch the Premiership decider from the comfort of the function room with finger food and a cash bar. Tickets are just $30, including gate entry, and are available now at the VAFA website.
Is your club celebrating a player milestone? Let us know at VAFA Media and we'll feature it in the Amateur Footballer. We're always on the lookout for stories that acknowledge outstanding achievements and the clubs behind them. Email us at media@vafa.com.au.
Tickets are now on sale for one of the signature events on the VAFA calendar, the 2025 William Buck VAFA Finals Luncheon, held on Friday, September 5 at Zinc Fed Square. Join us as we celebrate the road to the VAFA and AFL Finals with 5-time Premiership player Dermot Brereton and 2-time Brownlow medalist Greg Diesel Williams. Secure your tickets today at vafa.com.au.
Listen in to the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on SEN's new no-delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA Footy, live with no delay, Saturday from 1:45 p.m. Listen via the app.
Half-time here at Haileybury College in Keysborough. It's Old Scotch 4-8-32. The Bloods 9 behind, 9 points at half-time. The goal kickers for Old Scotch, Tyler Sellers has 2, Jack Lipscomb and Ollie Barter singles. We had a goal drought of about 46 minutes between the first goal of the game, kicked by Ollie Barter at the 2-minute mark of the first term, and Tyler Sellers' goal at the 18.5-minute mark of the second. It's a windy day. It's tricky for the goal kickers, but Old Scotch finds itself in front, and with a place in 4th spot on the live ladder, they look like they're going to meet with St Kevin's in a couple of weeks' time. This is the VAFA William Buck SEN Match of the Day, live on the SEN app and on vafa.com.au. Paddy Grindlay, Simon Petch, Raj Johnston and Hugo Higginbotham for HinIQ joining you today. Our halftime show coming up over the next 15 minutes or so for McQueen Financial Group. We'll break down all the results across the top 2 divisions of VAFA men's footy. Hugo Higginbotham, before we get to do that, your takeaways from that first half.
Yeah, look, Haileybury's had their options. They've had their chances, but it is very hard to kick goals today, and you sort of feel that this game's going to be defined by a sort of patch, and maybe we've had that patch. Maybe Scotch get that break now, because it's all scoreboard pressure and probably above the shoulders pressure now. They need to break the drought, Haileybury, and kick a goal for starters, but they will have the breeze this next quarter, so it's season on the line. Season on the line stuff now, but their format's been really good of taking away the pressure. It's just every now and then when the Scotch find a hole through that, they're really able to capitalise. And Haileybury need goals this quarter. So it's going to be an exciting quarter, Paddy.
It is remarkable, Hugo. We were saying this off-air before we came back from the break, that a team can be goalless at half-time, yet still with a puncher's chance in the second half. Only 23 points down. They have had opportunities to score goals, but in a similar fashion to last week's game against St Bernard's, Bloods just haven't been able to convert a couple of really clear opportunities to score, and it does feel that they are a little bit short-handed in key places, especially a bit further up the ground with how they've used Andreas Stefanakis as a midfielder today. Yeah, Stefanakis and Dara Sekel, I think, are the two telling ones, with them having to play up in the midfield. Dara virtually playing a single-handed role in the ruck because of Bell coming back from injury. But he knows Bell went in the ruck for the last few minutes of that quarter, and that's going to have to happen. Because as the game goes on, players get tired. You haven't got those rotations, so that's when, and that's maybe when this game opens up a little bit. But at this stage, they don't have to worry about next week because they won't have one. So they've got to throw everything at it right now. Yeah, it's a simple equation here in Keysborough: win and you're in finals. But the equation is just a little bit different around the grounds for Mercedes-Benz Berwick. St Bernard's hosting St Kevin's today. At the moment, the Snow Dogs are 8th. They win and they will avoid relegation to Premier B in 2026 because they are clear of 9th place Collegians only by a game. The wrinkle here for the Snow Dogs is that the percentage is far worse than Collegians, meaning Collegians win combined with the Snow Dogs loss will see St Bernard's down to Premier B in 2026. So it's between St Bernard's and Collegians. And the half-time equation around the grounds for Mercedes-Benz Berwick is that Collegians 10-5-65 lead D-La Cell 3-1-19. So aside from a minor miracle from D-La, Collegians will win that game of footy, which means they go level on points with the Snow Dogs, meaning the Snow Dogs will have to beat St Kevin's to stay out of the relegation zone. At the moment, Hugo, St Kevin's 6-7-43 leads St Bernard's 3-6-24. 19-point leaders at St Bernard's College. On the live ladder, Hugo, the Snow Dogs are playing in Premier B in 2026.
Yeah, I did want to comment on that game till half-time because I thought if it's windy here, it's going to be windy there. So that might have been a wind-affected game, and I thought the scores might have evened up. But with St Kevin's out to a pretty handy lead, and I know St Kevin's have got a few players who are debuting today and a couple of players here or there resting up. I thought that might have been a bit closer, but, you know, a lot to play out in that. But that looks very interesting, that result there. So at the moment, yeah, so it's all in front of the Snow Dogs.
It is an interesting story, the St Kevin's one. The amount of players who we are used to seeing who aren't playing today. They've got 3 senior debutants, I believe, the likes of, and this is quite the list, Cam Hodges, Luke Winter, Jack Marnie, Sam Critchley, Al Richards, Andrew Matheson, Tom Ferguson, Cal Jones, Will Coates, Liam Gunson, Anthony Seaton, Sam Cameron, Vince Aducci, all not playing today for St Kevin's. So the Snow Dogs, with their performance last week against the Bloods, we thought they probably were going into that game favourites, but it's a largely unheralded group of St Kevin's players that have been able to open up a half-time lead of 19 points. And a reminder that that is our community TV game today, so you can watch that game on the Herald Sun website and keep up to date with commentary as well. So a really interesting set of circumstances for round 18, the last weekend of the home and away season.
It is, and you wonder about the players who have come in. They've obviously played 19s reserves. I had a look at a few of them, the debutants, and that's, you know, they're relishing that opportunity out there. You'd also, I think the Snow Dogs had Huggard back today as well, so they've topped up a little bit. Look, there's a lot to play out. And I think if you look as well with those guys playing the shorter form of the game in the reserves competition and the 19s, how that'll go as the game gets older, as it carries on. Because they're not used to playing the longer form like this. But they're taking that opportunity and running with it. And look, Plugger's a very good coach. You know, what about the guys missing out? That's a big V team nearly. That's amazing.
And the thing here with St Kevin's is they are locked into 3rd place. They can't go up, they can't go down. They will be playing either Old Scotch or Old Haileybury, depending on what happens here today. So that's probably why they've been able to rest those amount of players.
Well, if you think about that as well, it might be 2 weekends, but that's actually 3 weeks of rest and not having collisions, impacts. Coming into the finals, the fitter you are in the finals and the less banged up, the better you're going to perform, because finals, everything goes up a notch. So it's not a bad ploy, but is it flirting with form? You know, but, you know, well, time will tell. But if you can get the chance to get a little bit of rest into these guys, why not do it?
Yeah, correct. We'll move over now to the University Blues and Old Brighton at Melbourne University Oval. The Tunners can seal up the minor premiership today with a win. They look like they're going to do exactly that. 7-8-50 plays 3-4-22 at the half, or in fact in the final stages of the second quarter at Melbourne University Oval. It is now 57-22, so the Tunners have kicked another one. They are up by 35 points over Matt Smith's University Blues, and they will be playing the Old Zavarians in a fortnight's time. Incidentally, not quite as straightforward for Dan Donati's Zavs. 7-6-48, play 6-2-38. The Zavs taking on the University Blacks. They're up by 10 points at half-time. And it is a decimated team list that we're looking at, Hugo Higginbotham, with the amount of injuries that they've suffered, some that we've known about for a while, the likes of Sam Fisher and Marcus Stavro, but also Campbell Lane, who is not playing in this game of footy with a little shoulder knock that he copped a week ago against the University Blues.
Yeah, well, realistically for the Zavs, it's probably a bit of a dead rubber. I mean, the players are up. Every player who plays footy wants to win, but Dan will be thinking of the bigger picture, and he's done this plenty of times. It's not his first rodeo, so getting the rest into those guys, and they'll be doing everything they can to get them back, because once again, you want your players fit, firing. You don't need them banged up. So give them the rest while you can.
150 games up today, by the way, for the skipper of the University Blacks, Campbell Moorfield, who's had a super year. So
the man I dubbed 46 years old. He's 26.
Big congratulations to Campbell. That game is also taking place on VAFA.com.au, streaming live and free and with commentary. To round out round 18, we've already spoken about Collegians and D-La. So Actually, I think we've actually covered all the games. I've been that focused on this round of footy that we've managed to knock them all over in that space of time. Let's fold over the page then to Premier B, Hugo, because this has its own race, because the top two is locked in. It'll be Old Trinity and Old Ivanhoe playing off for a place in the grand final next weekend, but third and fourth is absolutely not locked in. It's absolute chaos at this ladder, and it has been all season long. There are 4 teams battling over 2 spots. Caulfield Grammarians are in third at the moment, Old Camberwell fourth, Old Carey in fifth, and Williamstown CYMS in sixth. Caulfield and Old Camberwell win and you're in territory for them. Old Carey and Williamstown CYMS need results to go their way. At the moment, it is the CYs 36 leading the Wellers 28 at halftime on the road. So by that equation, an Old Carey win would mean that Old Carey jump into the top 4, and a Old Geelong win would mean that Williamstown CYMS jump into the top 4. Old Carey currently leading Old Geelong 60-33 at halftime. So at the moment, it's all coming up Panthers. We must also keep an eye on the game between Caulfield Grammarians and Old Trinity at Glen Huntly Park. That game started just a few minutes ago, about half an hour ago, in fact. A 2:50 start, Caulfield 2 playing Old Trinity 15. So there are numerous results. I'll direct people to the article that I wrote on VAFA.com.au during the week for all the ladder permutations, because I don't think I quite have the capacity to go through all the equations and what it means for each team. But the simple equation is win and you're in for the Wellers and for Caulfield. And for Old Carey and Williamstown, it's results falling the other way that will see them play finals footy maybe in 2025. The other scores around the grounds in Premier B, Old Ivanhoe leading Hampton Rovers 31-18. And Fitzroy earlier today defeated the Old Melburnians 77-33 in Travis Ronaldson's last game in charge of the Roys. Hugo Higginbotham, your expectations for this second half here?
Well, this could be defining this quarter. So if Haileybury need to, start kicking some goals and get in front, and then turn it into a bit of a wrestle fest in the last. But I've got a feeling that if Scotch can get 1 or 2 this quarter and have a bit of a lead at three-quarter time, that might be game defining. But remember, we still have the possibility, the other possibility I brought up. It could be a draw.
Correct.
Could be it's a chance.
And in that case, the Bloods would get through, wouldn't they?
They would. So they've got 2 chances. But look, coming into the second half, the first half of this quarter, I guarantee, is going to be very contested, and then you watch it open up because players will get tired. They're playing a very taxing brand, the Bloods, and let's see if they can run that out. But let's hope for an exciting quarter.
Scotch with 1 foot inside the top 4. Their premiership defence perhaps still alive in 2025. More after this.
Hey guys, at GYG we never compromise on the quality of our food. That's why we only serve 100% free-range chicken. We're on a mission to reinvent fast food, because who said fast food had to be bad food? Love ya.
Is your club celebrating a player milestone? Let us know at VAFA Media and we'll feature it in the Amateur Footballer. We're always on the lookout for stories that acknowledge outstanding achievements and the clubs behind them. Email us at media@vafa.com.au.
Tickets are now on sale for one of the signature events on the VAFA calendar, the 2025 William Buck VAFA Finals Luncheon, held on Friday, September 5 at Zinc Fed Square. Join us as we celebrate the road to the VAFA and AFL Finals with 5-time Premiership player Dermot Brereton and 2-time Brownlow medalist Greg Diesel Williams. Secure your tickets today at vafa.com.au.
Are you looking to grow your business? William Buck are more than just accountants and advisors who can develop strategic growth plans for your business. With over 125 years' experience, William Buck has expertise in navigating through challenging times and has been working closely with the VAFA community, creating positive change for individuals, businesses and community organisations. William Buck's team of specialist advisors work collaboratively, providing you with 360 support. Schedule a complimentary consultation today by visiting williambuck.com.
Tickets are now on sale for the William Buck Premier Women's Grand Final Day function at Elsternwick Park on Sunday, September 21. Hear from both coaches pre-game and watch the Premiership decider from the comfort of the function room with finger food and a cash bar. Tickets are just $30 including gate entry and are available now at the VAFA website.
Would you like to get more closely involved with footy and enjoy the unique camaraderie and bonds that exist in and around footy clubs? VAFA clubs are always looking for volunteers to assist with the weekly running of the club, both on and off the field. Log on to vafa.com.au and check out our club directory to find a club near you.
Listen in to the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on SEN's new no-delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA Footy, live with no delay, Saturday from 1:45 p.m. Listen via the app.
That you can do on the SEN Stadium feature and hear us live. No latency, no delay, and remind us of our errors in real time. Half-time here in Keysborough, Old Haileybury 9 behinds, Old Scotch 4-8-32. It's a 23-point lead for the Cards. Winning your end stuff here in Melbourne's southeast. If Scotch continue on their merry way, they will be playing finals in 2025 and they will meet St Kevin's for a place in the preliminary final if they can get up today. It looks likely that Old Scotch will. 2 goals to Tyler Sellers in that second term, along with singles for Lipscomb and Barter today. Old Haileybury West still waiting for their first goal of the game. Paddy Grindlay, Simon Petch, Raj Johnston, and for Hit IQ, Hugo Higginbotham on the call. Hugo, you've noticed something.
Yes, the man's gone to the square. Dre Stefanakis is not in the midfield at the moment, so I think what he realises, we need to kick goals. So where do you want to put the leading comp goal kicker? Put him as close to the sticks as you can.
I like it, Hugo.
Yeah,
Our third term is coming up for KPA Lawyers, a Haileybury premium partner located in Melbourne's beautiful Bayside suburbs in Sandringham and Mornington. They've got a reputation in its community for exceptional service to its clients and the broader community. Another man who provides exceptional service to his clients and the broader community is Simon Petch, and he's on the call for the restart of this game.
Good on you, Paddy. And for KPA Lawyers, third term is underway down here at Haileybury College. And Gasparini got his hand onto it straight away. Kirkwood Jones there, Scott there. He goes long with the kick down to full
Jones.
forward.
Oh, grab.
And Jones takes the mark here directly in front of goal here for Haileybury.
Well, Kirkwood Scott, I think he's just said, I'm going to make amends for that bit of a blue in the last quarter, and that was a great entry kick to advantage and an excellent mark. And this is a kickable distance, a little bit closer to the stick, so very good entry and that fast play from the middle of the ground by the Bloods. This is the start they want.
Looking at their first goal of the afternoon to the Cheltenham Road end of the ground. Jones will run inside the 40-metre arc. They've kicked 9 straight behinds. Looking at their first of the afternoon, puts it on his way and he's done it. So Haileybury finally kicked their first goal of the afternoon. And look at them go to him.
Yeah.
They go into 1-9-15, trailing Scotch 4-8-32. And that goal coming up at about the 52nd mark of this third term. So Jones kicks his first. Haileybury kicked their first. And they're finally on the board. They trail by 17, but a good confident start to open up this third term.
He's a protagonist, Harrison Jones. He's a known goal kicker, has been for Frankston this year. And up front with Andreas Stefanakis, maybe Old Haileybury can get a run on Kirkwood Scott into the midfield to start the third term. Coach Ward's thrown some levers, a free kick going the way of Scotch here, I suspect, for a push. Frenetic or Hayes, it'll be the latter who takes it in the centre squares. He's a centre square rather. He's a bit proppy here, Ben Hayes. Hugo?
Yeah, a bit of treatment there, but this gives Haileybury a chance to get back and take away those options.
He goes sideways. Oh, Cormac, he was too far away from the footy. It looked like Higgins who plucked it, kicked it back into the corridor. Rose meets the footy. This is good for the Bloods. Rose turns onto that left, goes inside 50. Here comes Jones!
Exact same spot.
Harrison Jones. He's having a purple patch to start this third term. What a time to do it for KPA Lawyers. He's going to line up. Tricky angle, left half forward to kick a 35 metres, but he's had a sighter and he kicked it straight through the guts at the last time of asking, Hugo.
He certainly did. Maybe getting a little bit of protection from the pavilion here from that win possibly as well. But see, with Stefanakis forward now and Jones forward, they've got to split the defenders because they haven't got one focal point, one direction to goal. So this is very good.
So Jones, whose right foot is well suited to this angle, to cut the margin down to 11 points in front of the faithful here in the pavilion.
Umpire does not move. Wow.
He gave it a good bellow too, didn't he, Harry Jones? He's got some practice now. He's got 2 in the blink of an eye. And the Bloods have got moving to start this third term. The lead is 11 points, 21 plays 32.
That's all they want to start. That's amazing. But that was off that slow of the play where Scotch couldn't find that free man during the middle of the ground and gave the Bloods a chance to take away those options. They'd intercept and then very good mark by Matthias Rose in the middle of the ground. So excellent. They started with some fire here.
So not as blustery as it was in that first term, not as swirly down to the Cheltenham Road end of the ground, but Scotch yet to really see it. Out of the middle, Gelbart tried, he got it down, Barter goes forward. Scotch go to the Garter World end of the ground, Sellers had it fisted away there from him by Lynch to the boundary line, and we'll have it over and we'll have a ball in.
That was a mark that Sellers normally takes every day of the week, but Lynch with a great punch there. That's a very good battle down there. I'm liking that one a lot.
So 11 points the margin inside the 40-metre arc here for Scotch. Down at the Garden World end of the ground. We'll have the ball being thrown back in. Back in it comes Vaughan, front berth. Clark there. Riley holding his man. No free kick. Came back out and in trouble. Haileybury tried to work it out. Now Brown head over the football, got it out. Barter goes forward with a kick. Turner around with Sellers there. Couldn't hold on to it. It was fisted away from him. And Holton brings it out here for Haileybury, and they go back towards half back.
There's been a whistle.
Yeah, it was going to be cut down by Stubbings of Scotch, but the whistle will take the ball back, I think, to Ollie Houghton at centre half back for the Bloods. 4 minutes down for KPA Lawyers, and they go by hand through the middle. This is encouraging stuff from Daniel Ward's side to centre half forward. Stephanakis in a one-on-one, got rid of Jack Brown. He faces up to goal. Stephanakis, he wants a kick-back lead. It's not coming.
He's got the distance.
He'd have to kick from 55, Simon Petch from centre half forward.
Always a nice kick, though.
But he is a lovely kick of the footy, Andreas Stephanakis. And he would go on some sort of run in celebration if he could put this through.
So would I.
He runs the arc, Dre Stephanakis.
Oh,
it's a thumping kick. Oh. He's missed to the left-hand side. 10 points to lead, 2-10 Old Haileybury, 4-8-32 Old Scotch. 22 playing 32, 5 minutes gone for KPA Lawyers, and in the blink of an eye, Daniel Ward's men have cut the margin down to 10 points. At half-time it was 23, Simon Petch.
I bet Scotch didn't think this could happen after that first half, that's for sure. Cormac goes in short. Lawrence marks the ball deep in the left back pocket. He goes up here to Stubbings and he takes the mark. So they're working their way out of defence on the aquatic centre side of the ground. They'll stay that side. Kick up towards half back, and Brown in front, and Henry takes it. Just in the nick of time, just outside defensive 40 here for Scotch. Goes further up towards centre wing. Clark meeting the sandwich. He takes the mark. Two Haileybury players fall over. Clark stood his ground and he takes the mark. Between halfback and centre wing, goes in short again to Gelbart. That didn't work. Cutting it off. There was Higgins for Haileybury. Now Gasparini gets away. He'll go with a handball. He goes out wider here. They bring it back into Stephanakis and he takes the mark. Just outside the 40-metre arc. He's looking where to go. He's looking sideways. No one there for him. And he may even have another shot. Here, Stephanakis, he goes in short. Jones chips into the space and takes the mark.
Not much more advantage in terms of metres to the goal, though. So that's going to be a tough kick from out there.
He's kicked 2 in this third term. They've kicked 2 for the game, Haileybury. 2-10-22. Scotch 4-8-32. 6.5 minutes gone in this third term.
We'll have that breeze pushing across the face of where he kicks it from, so expect a lot of left to right. I'd be left point post, and hopefully it comes back.
Well, confidence levels will be up here. Jones looking at Haileybury's third and his third of this third term. Aquatic centre side of the ground, 40 metres out from goal. It'll be a drop punt. Puts it
that's
on
a goal.
Way.
That's a goal. Oh, no.
He knew.
I was watching Stephanakis there and he was on the early crow. Well, you told me under the bus.
Jones thought it was through.
Yeah.
And
hang on. Umpires are talking to each other here.
Goal umpire is coming out to the field umpire. For some reason, he doesn't really understand.
I've never seen a goal umpire that far out on the field.
We'll have a holding play here.
I reckon this might be...
I'm not sure what's going on here, but Jones was rather confident.
I hadn't signalled all clear.
Right.
Yeah, there we go. So I think the field umpire hadn't given the all clear to the goal umpire.
Okay.
So we had to get that resolved, and now we have. So it is a behind. Bell takes an intercepting grab, though, far side wing, so it's coming back for the Bloods. 23 plays 32, 9 points the margin. Closest it's been since the opening stages of the second term. Deep inside 50 goes Bell. Stephanakis down in front. No. No. Pulled down over his head by Galvin. Just.
Yeah, wasn't much in that at all.
Had a cup of tea, Hugo?
At the time of shoelace.
There we go. I was wondering what's going on. Galvin to
he was
right
down on
back.
one knee. I was thinking, oh, hello.
There's a bit going on between... I know you two like working with each other, not that much.
Gee whiz. Down on one knee.
He's at right half back. Down the interchange wing, he finds Sellers, who plucks a good contested grab. From in the pack, he wants the centre square. He finds it. Brown, that's Henry. He wants to continue the switch. It's cut down by the Bloods cleverly. They've done well in just restricting the Scotch movement.
Right,
the kicks for Clark, who had to take it like a slips catcher. He's a good cricketer, Will Clark. He marks on the edge of the centre square, now goes towards right half forward, balances the kick towards McGuinness, couldn't bring it down underneath the pressure of Connell. Hayes is there, the reinforcements for Old Scotch, big smother.
Good smother.
Connell and Lynch across the boot, out of play, 50 metres from the Scotch goal. Beneath the scoreboard, 8.5 gone for KPA Lawyers in the third. It's Scotch by 9 points. Hugo, for your IQ.
Yeah, one thing, 1% like that lifts the players as well. You love seeing that.
You'd love to know what Ward said inside the changing rooms as well to them. Kirkwood Scott goes high with a kick. Lawrence header, eyes over for the footy. Couldn't mark that one. It ricocheted down here to Rose. He tries to pick it up. He's in all sorts of trouble. He kept going and going, and he eventually got it out. Now players stack on each other. And Sinclair goes to ground.
It's out.
And Henry Brown's got him, and the umpire says, give it to me eventually. I'll ball it up.
Hayes and Gasparini not happy with each other.
I don't think Gasparini's very happy with the way that Hayes came in when he was on the ground.
So Springvale Road side of the ground, ball to be thrown back in the air about 60 metres out from Haileybury goal, attacking to the Cheltenham Road end in this third term. Clark and Bell wrestle each other. Umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up.
Great 10 minutes to start the third term for Daniel Ward's Bloods. They've got 9 points close. They've close to 9 points, I should say. We've got some repeat stoppages here at left half forward for the Bloods. Ball back in the air, and Clark and Bell will resume their battle. Bell flicks it forward, Easton off the carpet, advances at 20 metres into the centre circle. Sellers comes steaming up, runs through a couple of opponents, did so illegally. Higgins will take the free kick, and no 50 applied by the umpire.
Gee, it's all been Haileybury, hasn't it?
Yeah,
They've gone 10 minutes and they're not in front, but they're playing like they are.
And you're seeing a bit of panic from Scotch as well. They're just trying to smash the ball forward. Throwing a lot behind the ball now.
Higgins sits it up. Here comes Jones! Nearly! Oh, two hands. Couldn't bring it down. Galvin, a key fist, won it down. Hayes was pushed in the back as he kicked by Jones, who was feeling himself. Yeah. And he's trying to take every name he can that's in the Cards team sheet. It's a free kick for Ben Hayes at right half back, and along the boundary he'll go. Again, the 15-metre exact kick to Ollie Barter just beneath us in the pavilion.
Yes, 15 metres exactly.
Barter goes in short. That works okay. Henry Brown marks for Scotch, and he goes out to Jack. So Jack Brown, left footer, goes out wide towards centre wing. He found Stubbings on the chest, who gets away from Gleedhill. Had two bounces, got away from him again. Three bounces inside 40. Goes with a kick into goal and missed it. Straight in the arms of Lynch, and he took the mark, and he rebounds the attack. Only as far as Noblet here for Scotch, who goes out wide ahead of McGuinness. And he marks scoreboard side of the ground, Springvale Road side of the ground here for Scotch as they attack to the Garden World end of the ground.
They got a bit excited there, Haileybury, on that turnover. They just went a little bit reckless and tried to smash the ball forward. They need to compose a little bit and retain possession. Retaining possession is very important in this game, in this context.
So McGuinness yet to trouble the scorer today. Kicked 3 in their win last week. Right in front of the scoreboard. Springvale Road side of the ground. Plenty of daylight between the goals there. 43 metres out from goal. Goes right across the face. Teller Sellers there. Oh, he couldn't hold on to that one. And it's been touched over the line out of play. We'll have a ball in deep in the left forward pocket here for Scotch.
Bounced out of Sellers' chest there. It would have been a simple chest mark. So it just shows you the pressure in the game at the moment. Just notice Grant has gone to the centre half back on Jack Bell at the moment too, with Clark in the ruck. So that's an interesting matchup we'll have to keep an eye on.
Well, it's going to be Jimmy Tarrant who takes over here from Clark on Vaughan in the ruck. So two third-string rucks, you'd say. Oh, straight down to Angus Jones. He's tackled well by Houghton. Fed the handball to Ned McGuinness. He lost control. Docking takes it for the Bloods and goes out wide to Morgan by hand, who just needs to pick up a bouncing footy. He's got a problem. Brommel came steaming up behind him. Morgan didn't have sufficient prior opportunity, so the umpire will decide on a ball up.
Great tackling. Rolled him and everything.
Yeah.
Now this is terrific skill
He knew it was coming, though, too, so he braced himself and didn't lose the ball, which was good.
Darasekal straight to Lipscomb, though. Brommel back to Henry Brown. And Brown just puts the ball over the boundary line, just nudges it over the white line. Raj Johnston is on the boundary for us today, Raj.
Paddy, that swirly breeze has just started to pick up again. It's clouded up overhead. We've lost a lot of that blue sky as well.
Thanks, Raj, for KPA Lawyers. 13 minutes gone. Old Haileybury 23, Old Scotch 32.
So 2-2 to Haileybury and 0 to Scotch in this third term. So it's all been Haileybury. They haven't pegged back the margin to hit the front, but they trail by 9. We've gone 13 in this third term for KPA Lawyers. Thrown in the air again, Darasekal remonstrating there. Free kick against him, and Clark takes it. Here for Scotch to the garden world into the ground. He got around Seckle. No, he didn't. He could have smothered that Durris, but he didn't. To get a kick here, Clark out to Noblet. And he takes the mark about 55 metres out from goal. He goes in towards the pocket, Tarrant there. Couldn't mark it, fell out the back here to Connell, who's brought down in a tackle by Jones. And we'll have the ball thrown in the air inside 40 here for Scotch.
They've defended really well down there against the big guys, the Haileybury boys. We'd probably expect to see a few more marks today.
Thrown in the air, Vaughan got that one down. Connell goes through with a handball. He got it out to Gasparini. The umpire's picked out a free kick, though, and Seivers will take it down in defence here for Haileybury.
So an extended stint here of forward territory for Old Scotch, but they just can't quite get the score on the board. Encouraging signs for the Bloods. High kick down the wing. Grant came over the top of Durris Seckle. Got the fist to the footy, then won it at ground level to Noblet on the outside, and now to Lipscomb, who inches a kick forward some 10-15 metres. Seivers takes it. Polkinghorn takes him. Handball is fed out to the side. Polkinghorn goes again. He knocked the ball loose, and Riley just picked it up and went back the other way. And the Bloods now with the footy. Springvale Road side. The kick down the line, no good. Sam Grant behind the ball takes the mark and goes to the corridor, and Brodie Easton. This is where Scotch is dangerous. Easton's held up just momentarily. Jones active, manning the mark. The prop-up kick to the corridor is a good one for Brommel. So Hugo Brommel, so good last week. Won't qualify for finals if Scotch are to make it, but he's a handy inclusion in the midfield. Got around an opponent, kick towards left half forward. Andy Gelbart marks 50 metres from home. Turns the arc, he's called to play on. Keeps the kick low. Wants Jimmy Tarrant, gets him. Gets him 25 metres out from goal. Directly in front. James Tarrant can make it a 15-point ball game, Hugo.
That was a great build-up there, just that excellent vision by Brommel for that lateral kick across to the high half forward, and then it was bound to happen there, but they guarded the space really well, opened up, and then Tarrant was able to just come through and take a pretty good mark from a kickable distance, you would think, Petchy.
15 minutes played, and it's been all Old Haileybury, hasn't it? Yep. But, gee, Scotch is cleaner here. 2
goals last week for goal number 21 on this season. James Tarrant splits the middle and gives Old Scotch just a little bit more breathing room. 23 plays 38, 15 and a half gone for KPA Lawyers in the third term. Tarrant with a single goal joins the list with Barter and Lipscomb, and 2 for Tyler Sellers. Daniel Ward's movements now, Hugo, for Hit IQ.
Yeah, look, they've got to keep doing what they're doing. You're up against a really good side, so you would expect that they're going to kick a goal. Now, where Sellers kicked it from there, Tarrant kicked it from there, that's actually reasonably close to goal. You get the protection of those trees, so you kick a bit straighter, less wind effective.
And it didn't move. It didn't deviate at all off his boot. So encouraging signs kicking to that end of the ground. Thrown in the air again. Clark won that one down. Gasparini goes through. Free kick going
Haileybury.
Seivers' way here in the middle of the ground. So good result for them. He goes out wider here. Aquatic centre side. He found Docking. He marks before Easton can get there. So on centre wing. Drives it long inside the 40-metre arc. Underneath it, Gregor had it fisted away by Noblet over the line out of play. We'll have a ball in.
Around the ground, Petchy, for Mercedes-Benz of Berwick. St Bernard's 45, trailing St Kevin's 50. Very close at the snake pit. It's going to go down to the wire again for the Snow Dogs faithful.
Might have been what I'm talking about, Paddy, as the game carries on. A little bit of tired players, the inexperience, so that's interesting.
So just outside the 40-metre arc here for Haileybury. Aquatic centre side of the ground. Ball getting thrown back in by the boundary umpire. Vaughan at the back got a hand onto that one, and once again the umpire comes in and we'll have another ball up, as that was going nowhere as Brommel was brought to the ground.
Tell you what, Collegians will be looking at that result, wouldn't they?
Thrown in the air. Clark won that down. Brommel can't break a Morgan tackle, and once again another ball up just outside the 40-metre arc here. For Haileybury, 2-11-23 they are. Scotch 5-8-38. 15 points the margin, 17 minutes gone in this third term, and most of it belonged to Haileybury. Here's Barter, he picked the pocket. Gelbart ends up with it. Got a handball back to Barter, who got it to McGuinness, who got it back to Gelbart, who got a kick out here towards Brommel. It goes towards the boundary line, he reeled it in, and Lynch tried to tackle, lost the tackle. Here's Clark, an underground handball to Lipscomb, who got it to Barter, and they go forward again here through Polkinghorn, down towards half forward, and Tarrant. Ball bounced in front of him. Higgins had it. Paul now's got it. Bad handball, opened the door for Hayes, who got it back here towards Tarrant, who lost the footy nearly to Paul. Got the handball back to Polkinghorn. Going in Rainer Seckle on the ground. Got the handball out close to the boundary line. Jones flung himself at the footy. Seivers looking for the free kick. Umpires call play on.
Eventually, I think it's a hold, I reckon, and it's a free kick to Old Scotch in the right forward pocket, and I think it's going to be Tarrant again.
Gee, there's a bit going on there.
It was very intense.
Jones, rather. So Jones, I think, who was tackled to the deck and then maybe impeded on his way back up. The umpire spotted it.
But once again, Scotch worked it around the outer side. Barter in the thick of things there. They just kept running and moving the ball forward. They found space.
That handball that went the wrong way from Haileybury.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's that skill, isn't it? That skill's let them down when they've been out.
45-degree angle, 30-metre kick for Angus Jones to contend with for his 8th goal in the seniors this season. 23-year-old. Advances now. This would make it pretty tricky for the Bloods.
Oh, no.
The umpire signals are behind. It looked close.
Well, the umpire didn't move. Week in, week out, they get me. They've got something against me, these blokes. They're watching me. They know what's going on.
5-9-39 Old Scotch to 11-23 Old Haileybury. 16 points the advantage for KPA Lawyers with 19 minutes gone in the third term.
Okay, so they kick the ball back in from defence. Bad kick. Cormac takes the mark here for Scotch. So between centre wing and half forward, Springvale Road side of the ground, Cormac is. He'll go back virtually whence it came. He goes to full forward. Tarrant at the back, meeting the sandwich. Brought it to ground. Bell was there. Gasparini roved. Darasekel taking time, picking himself up after Tarrant crunched into him.
He did a very brave thing there. He knew he was coming, but he had to present. And lucky he's a strong boy, and that's all he square up.
He stopped there. Tarrant got it down from that ruck contest. Gasparini again found docking, found space here. Riley goes forward for Haileybury. A kick towards centre wing, but Galvin takes the mark and went to play on. He went to play on.
Yeah, the umpires called that a 0-0 draw, I think, so Galvin will be encouraged to go back on his mark and just take his kick.
He was lucky there.
Yeah, he was. I thought he was
I
off.
thought he was gone. Anyway.
Story at the Snake Pit, by the way, for Mercedes-Benz of Berwick. The Snow Dogs have hit the front. 51 plays 50. Jack Brown with the ball at centre half back for Old Scotch. To Grant. Springvale Road wing. Simon Petch has settled into the long ball here.
Just what you were saying at half-time. It just sort of made me think.
Noblet's going to go inside. 50. Gelbart from behind. Palmed it down. Was hoping for a teammate running past. Didn't find any. And now Sinclair for the Bloods at left half back. 20.5 down in this third term for KPA Lawyers. Through 2 goals for Harrison Jones. The Bloods closed in. Scotch has steadied in the last 10. Long down the line. Grant's the tallest in the pack. Cormac!
Good mark.
Across from the side. That might be a mark of the day contender for Charlie. Cormac has taken a few of those from Queen Financial Group, and he'll tow it forward to Ollie Barter.
So Barter's got it, and Cormac has done that. The last 2 intercept marks for him. Virtually the same spot. Springvale Road side of the ground. Barter's got it. Sun's out. He goes in towards the pocket, but Turner over the top of Tarrant takes the mark. They've had a good contest.
Yeah, really good.
Those 2 today.
He's been terrific, Turner.
Yeah, excellent.
21 minutes gone in this third term. Turner goes towards centre wing. Springvale Road side of the ground. Jones couldn't hold on to that mark. Now he gets it back. Rose it was. He gets it back again. Stolen now by Noblet, who goes to full forward. And Lynch back there takes the mark here for Haileybury in the last line of defence. He goes out wide with the kick looking for Riley over there. Polkinghorn there as well, and Docking. Docking ends up with a footy. Great tackle. Polkinghorn brings him to ground. Going nowhere. Ball up.
He was nearly out there, wasn't he?
Sure was.
He's done all the hard work.
5-9-39 Scotch. 2-11-23 Haileybury. 21.5 gone, or just nearly 22 minutes gone now in this third term for KPA Lawyers.
There's a crocodile and a hunk of meat there from Jack Polkinghorn. It was vicious. Ball along the boundary line, taken here by Scotch, and a kick inside 40 on Nilly. Tarrant got really low, couldn't reel it in. The kick across the face of goal is for Angus Jones. It just flicked his fingertips on its way through to Rainer Seckel, and he takes it for the Bloods. The handball was intended for Higgins. It took Hayes' hands. Higgins is too good, though. Just sort of phased through a couple of Scotch defenders. Kicked it up to Andreas Stefanakis, who did the body work on Jack Brown. Couldn't take the mark, though. Has help with Rose. Cormac is sore around this contest. Stefanakis ropes in Jack Brown. The umpire will throw it in the air. Charlie Cormac slow to his feet and very proppy.
So a bit of an ankle.
He's calling for the bench, actually, so not a great sign for Charlie Cormac.
Already rolled his ankle over there.
Hopefully it's all good. Bell from the restart, the tap down, he wins. Frenetic takes the ball, tackled off it by Rose, taken by Ollie Houghton from 40 metres. Has an eye at the big sticks. Ollie Houghton's fixed it through.
Wow.
Wow.
That's one of the goals.
That's goal of the day.
Terrific
That's
goal.
goal of the day,
That
Mitchy.
is. That is.
Goal of the day for Mercedes-Benz
Absolutely.
Berwick. Craig Howard and his team at Australia's most awarded Mercedes-Benz retailer. They're proud partners of the Haileybury community, and Ollie Houghton, a terrific finish on the right boot. Goal number 5 on the season. For the Big V representative earlier this year, the lead is now cut back to 10 points. 3:11.29 Old Haileybury, 5:9.39 Old Scotch for KPA Lawyers, 23.5 gone. Hugo.
That's all on the back of that Stefan Arcus work
Correct,
over here, because it was 2 on 5 there, and just to hold that up, and then they would give him a chance. So
correct.
The desperation from Haileybury is excellent today. So it's they're not letting Scotch have their way with them like they did like the Blacks did last week. They're really taking it up to them. I suppose after the season's on the line.
So back into the middle. Haileybury won't lie down here at the moment. Here's Frenetic. He goes outside the centre square with a kick to Tarrant. Turner at the back, fisted it away from him. It goes out here towards centre wing. Stubbings was there. Higgins also. He ends up with it. Higgins handball off here towards Houghton. He puts it under his arm, goes for a run, delivers up towards half forward, but Lawrence in front. He takes the mark on the aquatic centre side of the ground and goes in short with a kick. That was real low to Brommel. It worked okay. Found him inside the centre square.
It's always heart in your mouth stuff when Lawrence kicks the ball, isn't it? You just don't know what's going to happen.
So Brommel elects to stay aquatic centre side of the ground. He goes towards centre wing. They fly. No one takes the mark. Fell down here to Higgins. Heard the call. Houghton gave the handball. Another series of handballs came back. They go forward here, Haileybury. Kick towards half forward. Jones there in front. Had it fisted away. Fell to Frenetic, who got it off here towards Noblet. Scotch, they have a bounce through the middle. Handball over the top of the umpire. Barter has a run through the middle. Running him down there is Rose and Gledhill. He goes towards half forward with the kick to Sellers. Couldn't reel it in. Lynch there goes towards the boundary line with him, and we'll see it over and have a ball in down at the Scotch end, the Garden World end of Haileybury College.
Geez, just needed to pull that kick a little bit more. I would have turned around and had a shot at goal on that one. With the steam they were coming through the middle of the ground, it's a real let-off for Haileybury.
Yes.
Ollie Barter's getting really busy between the arcs this quarter. 29 plays 39, 25 down for KPA Lawyers in the third. It's a 10-point Old Scotch lead. Thrown in inside 40 here for the Scotchies. Rainer Seckle's after it. Doesn't get the footy. Hayes does. Handled it straight to Rainer Seckle. He kicks a torpedo punt along the boundary line. How will the umpire see this? He waits. He looks. He pays insufficient intent. Rainer Seckle a little bit unlucky, I suspect, there. Just had to hack it out, but unfortunately found the boundary line after a couple of bounces. Jones will take the kick between the benches. Springvale Road wing. Strange conditions here today in Keysborough. We've had rain, we've had wind, we've had sunshine, we've had just about everything. Jones picks out Durraseckle across centre half back. His handball was impeded on the way through by Tawny. Gasparini basically sits on him and makes sure he's not going anywhere. It'll be thrown up at centre half forward for Old Scotch.
That's just that desperation to be really, really fast, but that's being reckless. If you can't execute it, just hold back on it.
Thrown in the air again, centre half forward here for Scotch. Kick off the ground towards centre wing to Gregor and Easton marked it beautifully. Gets onto his left, goes in towards the pocket. They come out, McGuinness there. Had it fisted away, it fell out the back here to Tawny. Riley sees it over the boundary line in front of him. We'll have a ball in. Deep in the left forward pocket, down at the Garden World centre end of the ground. Scotch lead 5-9-39, Haileybury 3-11-29. 10 points the margin, 26.5 gone in this third term for KPA Lawyers. And we'll have the ball thrown back in.
You'd expect probably still 4 to 5 minutes in this quarter, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Considering the others.
Yes.
So it's plenty of time for both teams.
Thrown in, Sellers and Vaughan go at it. Both got a hand onto that one. Fell down to Higgins, kick around the body. Didn't go very far. And Sinclair told to play on as he marked. And inside the 40-metre arc here for Scotch will have a ball up.
Must have been touched there because they definitely travelled the distance, judging by the other ones they paid today.
Sun back out at Keysborough. Scotch, dangerous position. Angus Jones flings a handball. Lipscomb has a second space. He kicks it towards the top of the square. McGuinness, too good. Turner. Jeez, he's been terrific today.
He's having an absolute ripper. Probably not that kick, but...
No, his kick, it hung a little bit as it looked for Rose, and Hayes stood underneath the high ball and marked it beneath the scoreboard. 27.5 gone for KPA Lawyers. 10-point leaders, Old Scotch. Hayes delivers it inside 50. Oh, mark! Tyler Sellers!
Well,
that's what he does.
Yep.
Mark of the day for McQueen Financial Group from 3 deep. It had his name written all over it. He brings it down. He'll have a shot at his third here. Slide angle to right half forward, 25 metres out. Just the ability for Old Scotch to bring back a bloke like Tyler Sellers to play Ammo's footy in the last couple of weeks of the season.
And he can't play this
Superb
week.
grab.
Well, yeah, I thought he's been very quiet recently. Lynch has been doing a fantastic job down there on him, but you can't keep this man out of the game.
Sellers for a 16-point lead on the siren. The man they call TY shoves it through the middle. 6:9:45 Old Scotch, 3:11:29 Old Haileybury at three-quarter time. It's back to 16 points. Sellers has 3, and Old Scotch has 1 foot inside the top 4 for 2025. They've got to hold a 16-point advantage. They'll have the advantage of a slight breeze in this final term, and they're eyeing off St Kevin's in 2 weeks' time in the first semi-final for a place in the prelim. It's Old Scotch by 16 points. Sellers with 3 goals. More after this.
Hey guys, at GYG, we never compromise on the quality of our food. That's why we only serve 100% free-range chicken. We're on a mission to reinvent fast food, because who said fast food had to be bad food? Love ya.
Is your club celebrating a player milestone? Let us know at VAFA Media and we'll feature it in the Amateur Footballer. We're always on the lookout for stories that acknowledge outstanding achievements and the clubs behind them. Email us at media@vafa.com.au.
Tickets are now on sale for one of the signature events on the VAFA calendar, the 2025 William Buck VAFA Finals Luncheon, held on Friday, September 5 at Zinc Fed Square. Join us as we celebrate the road to the VAFA and AFL Finals with 5-time Premiership player Dermot Brereton and 2-time Brownlow medalist Greg Diesel Williams. Secure your tickets today at vafa.com.au.
Are you looking to grow your business? William Buck are more than just accountants and advisors who can develop strategic growth plans for your business. With over 125 years' experience, William Buck has expertise in navigating through challenging times and has been working closely with the VAFA community, creating positive change for individuals, businesses and community organisations. William Buck's team of specialist advisors work collaboratively, providing you with 360 support. Schedule a complimentary consultation today by visiting williambuck.com.
Tickets are now on sale for the William Buck Premier Women's Grand Final Day function at Elsternwick Park on Sunday, September 21. Hear from both coaches pre-game and watch the Premiership decider from the comfort of the function room with finger food and a cash bar. Tickets are just $30, including gate entry, and are available now at the VAFA website.
Three-quarter time here in Keysborough. Old Haileybury 3:11:29, Old Scotch 6:9:45. We've got our three-quarter time huddle report for Buxton Hampton East. Adam Gillen stands out as one of Melbourne's most distinguished real estate professionals. Raj Johnston is ensconced within the Old Haileybury huddle, and it's bound to be a big speech here from Daniel Ward.
Had their opportunities early, right? Took them, looked really dangerous, all right? So you guys can score here, all right? Just got to get back to defend, help, numbers back. Wingers slide and then use our run, carry, get out, take risks, all right? All right, try and shut down. No more marks inside 50. Yep. All right, defenders fly all the time. This is the way we want to set up. Go boys, come on. All right, so promote, run, carry as much as we can. I know you missed a handball. Who gives a shit? Have a crack. All right, let's keep having a crack at it. We're not long, slow, down the line. That's not how we're going to win this game of footy. It's contest. Win the free kick, win the mark, give the handball every time. Run, carry, go and score 5 goals by doing it that way. All right? This is the way I want our forwards to set up. Isolate as much as we can. Get up the ground, even if you blokes, if the ball's down and you guys want to get up higher, get up the ground and beat them out the back. Come on. All right? Cut off that middle area to the ground and then beat them out the back. Let's go, all right? Bring it in.
Come on, boys, tight.
Let's fucking do this. So there's no win. There's no win, right? So you can score both ends. They scored. We can score. We can score this quarter, all right? How we score is we need pressure. So when our pressure drops off a little bit, that first bloke, so Rainer, I sent the message out to you. You had a bloke in front. Do I, don't I? You had no one behind you. You have to come forward. Come forward to defend. We understand that? Do not hold back. Do not go, should I go, should I not? Go every time. Every time, come forward. Create the turnover, right? Then we score at the other end. Run, carry, use hands. Last thing, boys. Come on, boys. Last thing. Bring it in. Come on. How would Willie P play this last quarter? He'd give everything that he had. like you have, Gassy, like with your shoulder, putting your body on the line. Make sure you leave nothing out there, boys, right? So contests, create turnovers, pressure. Are they jittery when you put the heat on? Yeah. So it's when that drops off a little bit, that's when they get their uncontested game going, right? So you've got to make sure that heat remains, right? We create the turnover, we use our hands, we run, carry, kick the first goal, get around to your mates, create that urgency on field. Let's go. Come on.
Thanks to Daniel Ward for the access there provided on behalf of Buxton Hampton East to his three-quarter time huddle, encouraging his players to think of injured player Will Paul in this final term. Back down to Raj Johnston, who now has Daniel Ward beside him.
Thanks, Paddy. All set up for a thrilling last quarter. Daniel, what were your thoughts on the third quarter, and then what will be the keys to victory this term?
I just think it was very similar to, parts of the game where we've had control, probably didn't put the score on the ball as much as we wanted to, and they hurt us on turnover. Salas has hurt us a couple of times and, taken some good grabs and put the score on the board. So we've got nothing to lose. We've just got to run, carry and try and put a score on the board.
Thanks, Daniel. All the best.
Cheers.
Thanks to Raj Johnston and Daniel Ward there. Perhaps one quarter left in the Old Haileybury season. Hugo Higginbotham, I feel like they approached the messaging for the final term rather well.
Yeah, definitely. You could see that. He's spot on with saying that when they've got the pressure on Scotch, turnovers come, so they need to keep that up because they did drop that at certain points of that quarter as it got late, which is only natural with that type of intensity of game. Players are going to get tired. But it's all or nothing for them now. You feel the job's in front of them because they haven't been in front all day, I don't think. So very interesting. But he's a great coach, Wardy. He's prepared a good team. And they're with, lots of things can happen in football. And don't forget, we've got our man out there, Dre Stefanakis, who can kick goals very quickly.
The fourth term is ahead for United Petroleum. Before we get to it, for Mercedes-Benz of Berwick, let's go around the grounds and check in on St Bernard's, who lead St Kevin's at three-quarter time, 64-56. And because Collegians 98-51, leading dealer at the moment, it won't matter for Collegians. If St Bernard's win, it will be Collegians down to Premier B in 2026. Elsewhere, Old Brighton by 23 points over the University Blues, and the Old Zavarians have broken loose. They lead the University Blacks by 32 points. Here in Keysborough, it's Old Haileybury 3-11-29, Old Scotch 6-9-45, a 16-point margin to the advantage of the Cards. As things stand on the live ladder, they are playing finals. There is one quarter left for Old Haileybury to try and jump back into that fourth place and meet St Kevin's in a couple of weeks' time. For United Petroleum, an Old Scotch Platinum partner operating over 500 service stations across Australia, Simon Petch has the call for the start of the final term here at Haileybury College in Keysborough. It's going to have to be a very good term indeed for Daniel Ward's Bloods if they're to play finals in 2025.
So sunny skies, blue sky, and the wind has abated down here for this final term, and who wants it more than the other? We're about to find out as Scotch through Barter tried to get it out of the centre square. Haileybury hold them up, and we will have a ball up towards Scotch's goal. Sellers standing down there at full forward. Tarrant really at the centre half forward position, and Polkinghorn also inside the 40-metre arc. So plenty of talent inside the arc there for Scotch, but Kirkwood Scott goes forward. Goes out towards Bellew, dropped an easy mark. Tackled there by Lawrence, lost the footy. And Lawrence gets the free kick here in defence for Scotch. He brings it back out here towards Grant. May goes up, can't mark, fell here to Higgins. Tackled by Stubbings, nearly brought to ground. In fact, he is, and we'll have a ball up on centre wing.
Just noticed Big Jack Bell's still down. He's gotten up very slowly and very proppy. I hope it's nothing to do with that foot he's had trouble with.
Yeah, broken foot earlier this year, so hopefully it's all okay for Jack Bell. Here's Ollie Houghton dynamic out of the stoppage. He was pushed by Easton as he kicked up towards Rose. It affected the pass. Henry Brown imposes himself beneath the scoreboard between wing and half back. Jones sits atop him, appealing for holding the ball. He won't get the call. It'll be thrown in the air, so 16 points the advantage for Old Scotch. The Bloods have not kicked a goal to the far end of the ground, to the Garden World end of the ground today. They're going to have to do some magic here in the final term. Old Scotch from the restart. Long towards half forward. Vaughan's involved for the Bloods. Polkinghorn with him. And the ball and the players cross over the boundary line. It will be thrown in between wing and half forward. Springvale Road wing side of Old Haileybury College here in Keysborough. As you mentioned, Simon Petch, the sun now shining. The wind looks to have dropped off. So we should have a clean game of footy here to the last.
Yes, nice to see the sun shining. We thought we'd be in a bit of danger of a lot of rain and wind here today, but it's actually worked out okay. And we're okay too inside the Langford Pavilion. Thrown back in. Grant palmed it down to the front of the pack. Houghton there, got a handball. Comes straight back, has it?
No, it's been a free to Haileybury.
Picked out a free kick and...
Kirkwood Scott
will take it. Obviously an infringement there, so a chance to move Haileybury forward. There, Springvale Road side of the ground, down at half back. So a long way from home, not much movement for him as he looks up the ground. He stays Springvale Road side, going in Sinclair, couldn't mark. Bromwell got in his way, got a handball back here. Brown off to Noblet, away they go, Scotch. In towards McGuinness, inside the centre square, stand start, kick down towards Sellers in front. He was manhandled in the end there by Lynch, and it came out here to Houghton. I thought he was going to pay a free kick there. The umpire was sort of looking, but then he continued on and will have a ball up in the middle of the ground.
I don't think there's any doubt of whether Sellers thought it was a free kick or not.
Yeah,
still does.
Men in green don't agree. The play continued, and now we've got successive stoppages on the attacking edge of the centre square for Old Scotch, who lead it by 16 points. Sellers has 3 goals. Tarrant, Lipscomb and Barter singles. For Old Haileybury, 2 to Jones and 1 to Houghton. The ball to centre half forward. Tarrant off to Tawney. There you go!
That was quick.
Yep.
Jake Tawney from 35 metres out puts it through the middle. They all get to him, and Old Scotch go 22 points clear on the road here. 7-9-51, plays 3-11-29. Jake Tawney has his first. And they're just that little bit closer to finals footy now, Mark Natsman.
It was amazing by Tarrant there, just to be such a big man, get down to the ball like that, and such quick hands, and an excellent finish there. So
the 20 in that right spot too, to receive and to kick it straight away.
Yeah, and just to be in that advantage position.
He read it beautifully, yeah. Read that beautifully, did Tawney. And we haven't seen much of him today, but gee whiz, that certainly puts his name up in lights, that goal. Thrown back in the air in the middle. Bromwell spun around. Got rid of it or dispossessed Houghton, no free kick. Bromwell gets it back. Kicks outside the centre square out towards Gelbart. Rayner Seckle there with him from behind. He tried to possess the football, but he couldn't. He lost it, Seckle. It came out here to Docking. Got a handball out for luck, really. And Gregor brought to ground. Tarrant now, handball, found Gelbart. He can go across here to Polkinghorne, but Vaughan there. He couldn't mark either. Spoiled here, Sellers. Handball over the top here. McGuinness into goal. Now we'll give it to Polkinghorne. And he smacks it into the back net. And Scotch kicked their 8. They go into 8-9-57. Getting right away from Haileybury now on 3-11-29. 4.5 minutes gone for United Petroleum in this final term. And Lipscomb, Polkinghorne kicks his first of the afternoon.
Yeah, well, it's doing a great job, Scotch, of getting that isolation in the forward line, and then on that surge footy, they can get that +1 and just have that extra one out.
It's just going now, surge now.
Yeah.
Percentage doesn't matter. They just need to win. That's it. But they will want to go into next in 2 weeks' time, humming along.
Yeah.
Scotch.
Game high 28-point lead now for Old Scotch. Looks to have gotten away from the Bloods. Bromwell from the centre circles feeds it back, and they've got numbers behind and sweeping forward. Barter on the wing far side, back to Hayes through the corridor. Bathed in sunshine now, Haileybury College. Hayes backs up a long way and then decides that Lawrence across half-back is his target. It had to be a perfect kick, it was. Lawrence on the left half-back flank. 29 playing 57, 5.5 gone for United Petroleum. Wants Bromwell in a long lead. Kirkwood Scott got there, just affected Bromwell enough that he couldn't take on the mark cleanly, and Morgan was tackled to the deck. It'll be thrown up beside the boundary line. Hugo for Hit IQ.
Yeah, I've just noticed that that Natty's pulled a bit of a change up forward. He's gone with 2 bigs on the ground and 1 off the ground at the moment. So we've gone with that slightly smaller forward line, and it's definitely paying dividends for them.
Secker with the fist. It pitched, it bounced over the line. What does the umpire say? Throw it in again. Between the benches here, Springvale roadside of Haileybury College. 29.57, 6 minutes gone in the final term for United Petroleum over at the Snake Pit. St Bernard's have broken loose. They are 20 points up on St Kevin's in the final term, and it might be Collegians heading down to Premier B for 2026 Southern Petch.
So centre wing, Springvale Road, side of the ground, about to be thrown back in. Rucks will go at it. Seckle there, Grant there as well. Grant grabs it out of the ruck. Handball along the ground, found Brommel, who was good enough to get a kick in. He found Noblet through the centre of the ground. He goes. Kick out towards centre wing, and Sellers out in front of Lynch. Couldn't mark it, went over everybody's head. It came back into the running Gelbart, who had it along in front of him, but then he lost it up, and it goes back into Lead Hill, and he takes the mark here for Haileybury. Left footer, he goes out wider here, and Connell takes the mark for them. Aquatic centre side of the ground, down at half-back. 57 playing 29. Scotch had the lead. 7 minutes played in this final term for United Petroleum. That kick dropped short, and Easton marks on his chest. And the left footer on the outer side of the ground, Aquatic centre side of the ground, having a look around to see where he'll go. Sellers there into the pocket in front there of Lynch, and he marked it. That was a good strong mark. Lynch had a go at him, trying to fist it away, but Sellers, just too strong, took that mark in front.
No, he was guarded the space really well there, and excellent mark, which he can do. So, you know, there's been a good battle. It's probably been a 50-50 today. We feel that Sellers is starting to get on top, but maybe it's possibly the entries that are helping Sellers out a little bit now. He's getting that isolation as well, so they can't get that third man up as they'd like to, as they have done in the past, the Bloods.
So Aquatic centre side of the ground, he'll under the 40-metre arc. He's looking at his third of the afternoon, and Scotch's ninth. Puts it on its way. That's high. How's the goal umpire going to read that? A minus score. Taking Scotch on to 8, 10.58. Haileybury 3:11.29. 8 gone in this final term for United Petroleum.
So absolutely go time now for the Bloods. They need to get a wriggle on if they want to be any chance. Houghton marks the entry kick. James Paul found him, runs past for the handball receive. The kick's a wobbler off the boot down the line, and reaching over the top from behind, Dougie Lawrence. Gets himself tangled up with Harrison Jones. All's well that ends well. 29 plays 58. It's a 5-goal ball game effectively. Old Haileybury have kicked 3 all day. Lawrence one way than the other. Tried to step around Harrison Jones, who won't be pleased. Noblet, he takes the mark, edge of the centre square, Springvale Road wing, kicks it inside 50. Tyler Sellers, here he comes. Turner with the big fist. Applied magnificently. Wrapped up in the tackle is James Connell inside 40. And the Bloods will have to defend again. Old Scotch pressing here. They've kicked the last 3 of the game. Sellers on 3/4 time as the siren sounded. Tawney and Polkinghorne in the space of 90 seconds to open this final term for United Petroleum. Jones waited for a handball receive, had to lay a tackle instead, did so well. The ball's rattling around for Riley. Connell's there, he's dispossessed. Wraps himself around Angus Jones and waits for the whistle. It'll be thrown in the air on the paint, 40 metres out from the Old Scotch goal.
So it stayed on that Aquatic centre side for quite a while. And can Scotch score while it's down here? Umpire's blown his whistle, and once again a free kick for a throw, yes.
That was the out-of-play umpire again, so they're spotting a lot, these out-of-play umpires.
So Bromwell's got it, and he's just outside the 40-metre arc. So it's around about where Sellers had his last shot at goal, and he missed with a minus score.
It's that breeze, it's coming across very hard to get it to stay straight.
It's blustery again out there now.
Yep.
So here's Brommel. Looking at his first goal of the day, but he's missed as well. So really trouble scoring from that side of the ground today.
It's just the breeze, it's natural. It would have been a good day to hang the sheets out, Petch.
Oh, you all have done that. 8:11.59 to 3:11.29. I was praying that it wasn't going to rain. 10 minutes gone in this final term, and Scotch are into a final.
Yeah, Paul up the guts, wants Stephanakis. He's got 3 Scotch players to contend with. Galvin's one of those. He sends a mongrel punt on towards the goal line. Free kick going the way of Turner. Sellers pushed him. Jeez, there's a bit going on between Tyler Sellers and Guy Turner.
Some nice advice there.
Some very talented footballers who've had a great battle today. 2 23-year-olds, so I dare say they might have played some representative footy against each other as juniors. Turner goes short for Connell. 29-59. 30 points the Scotch lead, its largest lead of the day. They are eyeing off St Kevin's in a couple of weeks. Incidentally, St Kevin's down by 22 points against St Bernard's at the Snake Pit in the final term. For Mercedes-Benz of Berwick around the grounds in a moment, as we've got Morgan beneath us, right half-back flank for Old Haileybury. He's going to go long down the line. Jack Bell and Darris Seckle, the representation down there for the Bloods. Darris Seckle through his fingers. Lawrence just about missed his boot as he tried to kick it forward. Then he's going to tackle Higgins, who is buried and maybe illegally so. Free kick going the way of the Bloods. It'll come all the way back. Will it to Higgins? It will. So he's just tucked in nicely behind the wing, Springvale Road side. And again, Simon Petch, no options for him further down the field, although he has picked one out, as I say, that Gregor just beneath the scoreboard between wing and half forward.
So Springvale Road side of the ground. They're 5 goals in arrears here, Haileybury. They've kicked 3 for the game so far. Kick up towards half forward. Henry Brown there tried, couldn't. Now came out here to Sievers, tried to break a tackle, ran straight into trouble, lost the football, but got a high tackle, and Sievers gets the free kick here for Haileybury. At the guard world end of the ground, he's just outside the 40-metre arc. He goes long with the kick down towards full forward, and the mark taken, no. Jones over the back, couldn't complete it. And it dribbles over the line out of play. We'll have a ball in, deep in the left forward pocket here for Haileybury. 8-11-59 Scotch, 3-11-29 Haileybury, and we've gone 12.5 in this final quarter.
Ball back into play. Grant owns front spot on Darris Seckle. Hits it to Brodie Easton, who escapes the arc of 40 to Polkinghorne, pulled down by Riley. Found Henry Brown by hand, who slipped over. Lost his footing at the critical moment, but still got it to Stubbings okay. To Noblet, awkwardly on the left. Kicks it down the Springvale Road wing, and Connell bites off the mark for Old Haileybury. Wants the corridor and finds it on the first pass with Vaughan. For Mercedes-Benz of Berwick, Old Brighton by 29 points over the Uni Blues. Collegians by 55 over D. Lascelles. St Bernard's by 15 over St Kevin's. And Old Xaverians by 38 over the University Blacks. Vaughan past halfway, long kick. Cormac floats in, brings it down. One bite player. He has had a superb finish to 2025, Charlie Cormac. And he's still got a bit to say with finals coming for Old Scotch, as it looks right now, with a 5-goal lead at the 13-minute mark of the final term. United Petroleum and Sam Grant's next in the chain between the benches. Springvale Road wing. Options dry ahead of the ball. Winning their into finals, Old Scotch. It looks like they're going to do it. Noblet. Just slow, methodical. Stubbings now. They're just taking some sting out of this one, Hugo.
Absolutely. They sort of know they've got a very comfortable lead. It's going to be very hard for Haileybury to get back now, considering they've got to kick more goals than they've kicked all day.
Yep.
So they're just taking the steam out of it a little bit.
So the kick goes back, goes over Grant's head, but they were backing themselves up there, Scotch, and it ends up with Hayes in the middle. He goes out wide, aquatic centre side of the ground to Easton. He'll get round on his left boot. He'll go towards centre half forward. Darris Seckle out in front, takes the mark and got a bit for it.
Yeah.
On his way down.
He certainly has.
And he's staying down for a little while. And he went the mark. He was met solidly here by Sellers. And
yeah, that was Sellers really attempted to spoil the ball.
Seckle fell over as he kicked. He got it out towards half back, fist towards the boundary line, or Tawney's down. That's hurt him as well.
I reckon Tawney has just copped a boot stud to a place you don't want to cop a boot stud.
Okay, so
yes. All his mates getting around him, trying to help him, but none willing to rub.
No. He'll adjust his own furniture a little. But he hasn't done that yet.
Hopefully just to the hip, because or else that's
maybe he's too scared to check.
That would hurt. Yeah.
Doesn't like the sound of what he's going to find.
Yeah, no, he's haunched over the boundary line. That hurt. Thrown back in, Springvale Road side of the ground. Bell grabs it out of the ruck. Tried to get the handball out. Stealing it there was Easton, but now Brommel ended up with it. Off to side to Clark, who goes long with the kick up towards the forward pocket. Goes over everybody's head, and we'll have a ball in.
See, Bell's given his all today for Haileybury, hasn't he? Considering he's underdone and probably a little bit sore. So they're definitely, and he's one of my favourites, Belly, too. Shame he broke his foot. He's having a ripping season.
Yep. He's consistently in the top 2 or 3 as far as rucks go this year, with Sam Grant and Billy Coates as well. He's been superb. Vaughan into the ruck for Old Haileybury in defence. Hayes has it, Arca 40 for Old Scotch. Kicks it up. Stefan Arca stands in the hole bravely.
Yes.
Sellers came behind him like a steam train. Stefan Arca stood his ground. Takes the intercepting mark from the back pocket. That's a beautiful kick. Had to be precise on the angle to Rainer Seckle. He takes the mark. And Rainer's going to switch this into the back pocket. Oh, that's dangerous. One-on-one. Gledhill got set up.
Good mark.
Polkinghorne across the front.
That's a great grab.
It is.
Just timed his run and leap perfectly, Jack Polkinghorne. And Gledhill was a sitting duck. Number 9 on number 9 crime. Jack Polkinghorne will line up 45-degree angle, 35-metre kick.
You've got a thing with numerology, haven't you? I've gone back through the tapes, and 6 from 6 from 6, 10 and 10. There's something going on here.
Josh Gasparini's just come off, Hugo.
Yeah, you've got
as well.
Far too much time on your hands.
My wife's got me on a curfew.
So this would be just about it for Scotch. For an even 6-goal lead, Jack Polkinghorne, such a classy player, a year that's been so affected by injury. How dearly he'd love this. An Old Scotch. It's going to be finals for Mark Nat. Their premiership defence stays alive for another weekend. 9-11-65 plays 3-11-29. It's a 6-goal lead, 36 points even for Old Scotch. They've kicked 3 goals to zip in the final quarter.
So that was an excellent mark by Polkinghorne there. He might be putting his hands up for a pair of skins, possibly. He's had a pretty good day.
He's got some competitors.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was really struggling to think of one. It's been a very even performance by Scotch. A couple of Haileybury blokes putting their hands up too, but it was just the elevation of that kick, and he could just float and take a really good mark and then nail the goal.
Thrown back in the air in the middle of the ground. Lipscomb tries to break a tackle laid on him by Houghton. Can't do so. Goes back to the umpire. And he'll throw it in the air. 6 goals the lead here to Scotch. They'll go into next in 2 weeks' time into an elimination or first semi-final. Lipscomb out of the goal, out of the centre. He goes in towards the half-forward area, and Polkinghorne nearly saw it over. It stayed in here for Scotch. Sievers ends up with it. Aquatic centre side of the ground. Haileybury go forward through Higgins. He goes into Kirkwood Scott. Through the middle of the ground. He goes up towards half forward. No one can take the mark there. It was fisted away. Came back here towards Houghton. Handball here towards Kirkwood Scott. Someone to give it to over the top is Rose. He goes to him. Left foot kick in towards the 40-metre arc was smothered. It fell into Hayes. They had to play on. Higgins goes out wider here. Now they go forward through Riley. Do Haileybury.
There he is.
There's the man. The goal and kicked it. So Stefanakis has kicked that goal. That's his first of the afternoon, and that's goal number 59 for the year for Andreas, and he kicks his first of the afternoon.
You just can't keep that man out of it, though, can you?
No,
he works really hard.
for the year. A great season for Andreas in goal kicking, and Haileybury going to 4-11-35. Scotch 9-11-65. Margin 30 points. We've gone nearly 19 minutes in this final quarter.
Yeah, he had a 9-goal lead on James Stewart atop the goal-kicking table, and considering the University Blues have just kicked the 6 goals against Old Brighton, I'd say he's safe, Andreas Stefanakis. So a big congratulations to him. He's into the middle, incidentally over at the Snake Pit at St Bernard's by 20 points, currently in William Buck Premier for 2026 with a win. Collegians going down to Premier B. Here's Ollie Barter across half forward between wing and half forward. He's worried by Connell all the way to the boundary line. He steps over. Accepts the stoppage. It'll be thrown in between wing and half forward. Far side wing, Petchy.
No certainty in football, is there? Collegians thought, we'll beat D-Lar, but we would think that St Kevin's would beat St Bernard's.
Yeah, but if you look at Collegians, they've had their destiny in their own hands. All those games they've dropped.
Absolutely.
A lot of games they should have won.
Yes, correct. And you could say the same for Collegians as well. Here's Houghton out of half back up towards Noblet, though. He takes the mark. Out of sight of the ground here for Scotch. He brings it back into the middle, and the mark taken here by Henry Brown for them.
They're going to head down with 6.5 wins, which is a remarkable tally for a team that's going to get relegated.
And a half when you think about that draw.
Yeah, there's Grant. He goes out wider here. Stubbings has got it, goes back inside the centre square. Henry Brown has it. He goes inside through the centre circles. It hits Sievers beautifully. He had a bounce through the middle and a handball. He opened up here for Gregor, who goes into goal at the guard world centre end of the ground and missed.
Stefanakis
was just watching it go through. He didn't want to put a hand onto that one, and a minor score there to Haileybury, taking them on to 4-12-36. Scotch 9-11-65, 20 and a half gone in this final quarter for United Petroleum.
Let's see if we can get Andreas Stefanakis to 60. And he's on 59 at the moment. Here's Scotch halfway down the ground on the wing with Cormac, who has just been superb. He's just been about Old Scotch's best today, Hugo. I might leave that in your hands.
Yeah, look, I'm up for anything because I was really struggling.
No, well, I'll confer with that because he has been terrific. Right from the word go down the back.
Yeah, congratulations, Charlie Cormac. He's going to be the owner of a brand new set of skins in a few minutes' time. The kick across half-back, though, for Scotch was not much chop, and Josh Docking ushers it over the boundary line. It'll be thrown in.
Disappointing end of the season here for Haileybury. At the midway section, they were two games clear in the 4, and things were looking great. But since that defeat against Scotch out at Scotch College, they have really struggled, haven't they?
Just since the double bye, unfortunately, for the Bloods. And even today, 16 scoring shots to 20. It's not a massive differential. It's been the finishing that's been the problem for the Bloods.
Yeah, they were without Jack Bell for all that time as well. So he's a very important player for them.
Darasekal got that tap down. Handball here, Docking. And once again, it'll get held up on the pointy end of the centre square. Haileybury's end. Garden will centre end of the ground. Be thrown in the air, Springvale Road side of the ground. Clark that was to himself. Connell, Darasekal there, got it out. Houghton one way then the other. Then found Docking, caught, great tackle. Great tackle there by Barter. Brought Docking down and he'll get the free kick here, Ollie, for Scotch.
One thing I think it's worth considering with the Bloods is the last 2 years, the squads that have come up from Premier B have struggled. You think of Fitzroy, who went straight back down. Dealer, who'll go straight back down. St Bernard's, who've had 2 round 18 survivals in a row now.
Yeah.
The Bloods, I think, to be in this position, it's a success on that regard when you consider that, but they could have been in finals. Meanwhile, Scotch inside 50. Sellers a bit quiet. Jones and Gilbert ran into each other, and Jones is sore. Angus Jones of Old Scotch. Meanwhile, Connor Riley takes it away. Far side wing. Higgins by hand over the top. Morgan as Sievers riding shotgun through the corridor. He's run down by Henry Brown from behind. Holding the footy, Angus Jones back to his feet and trying to jog off here at Keysborough. He might actually try and get this footy from Brown. He goes further on to Stubbins.
Yeah, well, with Haileybury, they've been in the top 4 most of the year. That's the thing. They've had a very, very good season. It's just that, I guess, as the season wore on, injuries started to play a major factor, and they just started to lose games. And confidence was the thing as well.
It probably reflects on the depth a little bit as well.
Yeah.
We know they've struggled to keep the reserves on the park the last couple of years, and then you can't cover those injuries.
No. Scotch have another chance here, so Springvale Road side of the ground. Barter's got it. He goes towards the flank and forward pocket, but over everybody's head out, and we'll have a ball in. 9:11.65 Scotch, 4:12.36 Haileybury, 23.5 minutes played in this final term, which will end in sunshine. It's been quite a nice day, really, down here.
Been good in here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It was a good decision by the hierarchy to move indoors, I thought.
Yes, no, I was frightened when I was walking up and saw Buttons setting it up on the balcony. I thought, what are we doing here?
A big thank you to Buttons, who keeps us on air and fed and watered every weekend.
He's done a great job.
Yeah.
He's made short work of that lunch they put on too.
Connell to Bell.
He won't eat for a week.
Kicks it up
Filled
and
the
down the
pockets up
chimney.
too.
Here's Cormac. He's 60 metres from goal. He is being urged to have a shot by the peanut gallery behind the goals here at the pavilion end. He's going to have a go, Charlie Cormac. He's thrown the grass in the air, Matty Lloyd style. He's at centre half forward. It's going to have to be at least a 55-metre drop punt for just his 3rd senior goal of the season in game number 15 for Charlie Cormac, who's got a long right boot on him. Here he comes, Charlie. It is a long goal!
Amazing.
Get to Charlie Cormac. He's just wrapped up a pair of skins for himself.
Absolutely.
Our skins player of the day, thanks to Skins, the pioneers of compression. Charlie Cormac, a complete performance. Simon Petch.
He knew, as soon as that left his boot, that was going straight and through.
I actually thought he was going too close to the man on the mark, but he laid back on it a little bit, and it's one of the greatest kicks we've seen all day. So, is that a contender for goal of the day, Petchy?
Yes, it is. Absolutely. We haven't had that many, really.
No, we haven't.
All for Mercedes-Benz of Berwick, of course.
Yes.
We haven't had many goals of the day contenders, but that, from a standing start near the centre square, was pretty good.
Put the nail in the coffin.
Thrown in the air, back into the middle of the ground. Bell won that one down, charging through. Houghton hasn't given up. Sievers goes through as well. But a free kick going Henry Brown's way. Sievers dropping the football. So Scotch to go forward again. Clark calling for it. At centre half forward he goes and has a look. Lynch at the back, palmed it down here to Bell. Haileybury get out of trouble? No, they don't. It'll come straight back. Kick back here to Barter. Barter will mark 45 out from goal. They lead in towards half forward. Barter's, he's seen the lead. And Sellers led up from full forward. And Barter hit him on the chest.
It was one of the only times for the day that Turner's let Sellers get away because he thought, no, he's not going to kick that.
Yeah, it's been a good contest, that.
It's been a ripper to watch, yeah. It's been very good.
It's very similar to their earlier game this season where Tyler Sellers kicked 6, but you wouldn't have probably had him in the top 3 players on the ground. He might end up with 4 here, Tyler Sellers, but Turner has certainly not lowered his colours.
And in the context when they've only kicked 10 or 11, that's a big portion of it as well. Shame they won't have him next week.
Yeah, so for their 11th goal of the afternoon, just outside the 40-metre arc, Sellers puts it on its way. He doesn't like it. He missed it, and a minor score. Scotch 10-12-72. Haileybury 4-12-36. 27 minutes played in this final term for United Petroleum.
Just on the Scotch big man, was it Tarrant's gone off at about the 4-minute mark and has not returned to the field, whether that's a maintenance looking after him or... Not sure. We'll have to investigate that.
We'll ask Mark out in the post-game. He will join us up here in the commentary box. And incidentally, after the final siren, we'll be going through our mark of the day, a goal of the day, all the results around the grounds, all thanks to the Australian Venue Company.
What a fly.
Big fly up at half forward. Jack Brown from a couple deep of Old Scotch. It all comes to nothing. They'll fall atop the ball. 27.5 gone the final term for United Petroleum.
Hey, just a quick, has Cormac taken a really good mark today?
I think you could give it to him by committee.
So he gets the trifecta, the treble.
He might do, as Houghton goes up towards half forward. Grant couldn't hold on. Harrison Jones takes it 45 metres out. He snaps it at the goal mouth. It dribbles across the face and over the white line. It'll be thrown in left forward pocket for Old Haileybury. Harrison Jones has a couple of goals today, 2 in a row. 2 in about 2 minutes to start the second term, but unfortunately just hasn't had the supply from further up the ground today. Hugo, for hit IQ.
No, he looked very dangerous down there when they were moving the ball well, but the nature of the game that the Bloods have played, that it was very taxing, and you can see that as the game wore on. And the skill of the Scotch sort of rose to the top. It's a goal.
Morgan into goal, but Grant in the last line takes the mark down in defence at the Garden World end of the ground and goes out wide here to Bromwell, who's had a good game for Scotch today. He's had plenty of possession. He goes out wider here, and Henry Brown takes the mark down in defence. Aquatic centre side of the ground, but a long way from Cheltenham Road end. He goes high with the kick up and under here. Hayes, all on his lonesome, takes the mark in front of Bell. So a bit of kick to space, and the game has really slowed to a walk here now. Hayes has got it. They know they're into a first semi-final now. Scotch fist away Sellers over the head of Darragh Seckel over the line out of play. Will have a ball in. But a good effort by Haileybury. As I said, in the form most of the year. Unfortunately, they slide out today. But it was their demise after that double bye that really has seen them just lose games and not stay within touch.
Spot on, Petch.
Yeah. And we know that they're missing a few players through injury today as well. I mean, you've only got what you've got.
Yeah, correct.
But I think to come up and consolidate, it's a really good sign, I think, for Daniel Ward. As they go back inside, 50 against Scotch. Tyler Sellers, he gets away from Turner. The ball, I think, was intended for the Packer players 2 metres ahead of Tyler Sellers, but it just went over the top of the fingertips and he took it on his chest, easy as you like. It's the first time he's had a gap on Kai Turner, and Sellers will kick after the siren for a cherry on top here for Old Scotch.
As he did in the end of that third term, didn't he? I think he had a kick. So
this would be for 4 goals. Tyler Sellers, it'll be his final kick of the season. He won't qualify for finals. But what a way to send on his teammates to a final against St Kevin's in a fortnight's time. Tyler Sellers misses. Just to the right-hand side. He fluffs his line, but Old Scotch won't mind. They are winners today, and they have been superb the whole way down. Old Haileybury 4-12-36. Old Scotch 10-12-72. Victors by an even 36 points, Old Scotch. And with that win, they jump into 4th, and they jump into what is effectively an elimination final against St Kevin's in a fortnight's time. The winner of that game will go through to a prelim and will play the loser of the second semi-final, which will be between Old Brighton and the Old Zavarians. Fixtures and timings to come over the next 2 weeks or so. So Old Scotch 10-13-73. Apologies to Old Haileybury 4-12-36. 37-point victors. Tyler Sellers kicked 3 goals. As we mentioned, Jack Polkinghorne kicked 2. Singles for Cormac and Tawney, Tarrant, Barter and Lipscomb. For Old Haileybury, Harrison Jones kicked a couple. Stephanakis and Ollie Houghton, the single goal kickers. Our Skins player of the day is Charlie Cormac. thanks to Skins, the pioneers of compression. He'll win himself a brand new pair of Skins compression shorts, and he's joined our man Raj Johnston on field here at Haileybury College.
Well done, Charlie. Skins player of the game. I'm sure the boys upstairs are busting to ask you about your goal. We'll get to that soon. But on the team angle first, you look back and you were 2-4 at round 6. The way you guys have picked yourself up has just been so commendable, and you're into the finals now. How does it feel?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's been a bit of a roller coaster ride. Probably 3 weeks ago, playing to save ourselves from relegation against Bernards, and then get a few boys back against Uni Blacks, which always helps a bit. A couple of those VFL boys come back, and we're looking like our premiership side again, and it's funny how things just roll for us there, and I don't think people want to play us come finals as well with this roll in. So, yeah, the energy's good.
Charlie, Paddy Grindlay here up at the box, mate. Did you feel like your year might have been over a couple of weeks ago? You were such a long way back. It would have taken just about everything to go perfectly for you and your footy club, and over the last couple of weeks it has. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you one man that never gave up was Natty. He was always doing the equations every week after in the rooms and telling us what we needed to do, who needed to lose. So kept the hope in that way. But, yeah, I'd be lying if I didn't say I was going to be, putting the feet up next week.
Yeah, Charlie, great game today, mate. Hugo here. Just talking through that goal, not the goal specifically, because I always knew you were going to kick it. Why'd you throw the grass up? Were you just checking to see if the wind had dropped off at all? Was that just a forced Ken gale for the whole day?
Yeah, just in case. Just pop it up on the left post and let it do the rest. Yeah. So, just popped it up high and, let the wind do the rest. But it's always nice to get up for a nice snag at the end. Yeah, beautiful execution. So, really good.
Charlie, last one before we let you go. How has it been sort of gelling with the amount of guys that have come back into this team over the last couple of weeks? That you have played with all of them before, but when you've got a thing going for a couple of weeks, how was it trying to fit in next to the likes of Sellers and Brummel? Oh, it's handy. I'll tell you that much to have a hand in there. Obviously, we'll lose TY and Sellers and Brummel coming into finals, but you look at our team last year, we didn't have Broads, didn't have Aiden Frenetic at this time, so I think we've got the men to come up and replace, and it's all system here, so everyone knows the way we want to play, and Natty's really good at getting the boys around that game plan as well. Beautiful, mate. We'll let you get off the ground and enjoy your fine during the week for Media Street, mate. Congratulations on the victory and making finals for 2025. No worries. Thanks, Paddy. Thanks, boys. Cheers. Charlie Cormack, our Skins player of the game. He wins himself a pair of Skins compression tights, thanks to Skins, the pioneers of compression. Kicked a goal, and we don't have live stats at the venue, gentlemen, but I reckon you can put him down for at least 25 and 11 or 12 marks today, Charlie Cormack. He is in terrific form, as are all of the Scotch players. They head into an effective elimination final against St Kevin's in a couple of weeks' time, and I think they're trying to lift off Jack Brown here for his milestone game. He's hauled onto the shoulders here of Jack Lipscomb and Henry Brown as well. Jack Brown is playing his 100th game for the footy club today. Senior game number 76. A big congratulations to him. Old Scotch 10-13-73 defeating Old Haileybury 4-12-36 here in Keysborough at Haileybury College, and they are through to finals. Simon Petch and Hugo Higginbotham for Hit IQ. Can they win the flag from here, Old Scotch?
Absolutely they can. I think it's anyone's race now that they're in, that's for sure. Yeah. They're going to shake that ladder up a bit. St Kevin's will certainly have a game on their hands in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, today was like a finals type game for the intensity and the pressure and the low scoring. And you, here we go.
We might head inside the rooms. Hugo, more of your thoughts in a second. We'll just tune into the Old Scotch song, which is just beneath us here in Keysborough. I think they must be waiting for Mark Knapp, the senior coach. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Still waiting for it. We've had 4 false starts. There we go. We might have just lost. The Old Scotch song.
That's Hugo, a school song, maybe that one.
Clap along if you don't know.
Yeah, that's right.
We've been breaking down the songs on the SEN Match of the Day over the course of the season. Where does that fit in?
It's been a highlight of my day.
Yeah. Rhythmic, what is it, consistency?
Incoherence.
Yeah. That's up there.
It's up there. It's not Well, there's some horrible ones, so it's not the worst.
So quite straightforward for Old Scotch. They need to win to play finals. They've done that. Let's go down to the other end of the ladder for Mercedes-Benz and Berwick. The equation coming into today's game was that if St Bernard's won at all, they would be safe from relegation. Collegians needed to win and for St Bernard's to lose. We have a final score out at St Bernard's College at the Snake Pit, where the Snow Dogs have taken on St Kevin's, and they have won 16-12, 108 to 10-14, 74. St Bernard's by 34 points, and they kick themselves into top flight for 2026. They were looking pretty shaky there, Hugo Higginbotham, for a few weeks, but Steve Alessio's men get off the canvas with 2 wins in 2 weeks, one coming against the Bloods last week, this week against St Kevin's, and haul themselves out of the bottom 2 positions. Despite Collegians defeating De La Salle at the Harry Trott 133 to 73, they will remain in 9th position on the ladder, meaning they are going down to Premier B. I think it's the first time since 2006 or 7 that they have been in Premier B. So despite a 6.5 win season, Geordie McKenzie and his men will be playing Premier B footy next year.
And that's probably a frightening thought for some Premier B teams because, you know, they were so competitive in so many games, just all the ones they've lost by under a couple of goals. You think back, but we've called a lot of them too, where they've been there and last kick of the day sort of stuff.
Only 3 years ago, they won the flag.
Yeah.
And 3 years later, they're down in B grade, in Premier B. It's an amazing slide in 3 years.
And the thing is that the squad that they played with a couple of weeks ago against St Bernard's, where they won easily, Collegians, easily, looked quite reminiscent of that 2023 team. Obviously, short the likes of Ferguson and Mirror and Sofronides, who played in that year, Simon Petch, and you would have called those men over a couple of years. But the supporting cast, you had Hibbins, you had Ong, you had guys like Max Pinchbeck, Jasper Davey, who's come through at a rate of knots, Scott Bealby, and then some of their recruits, Jonty McGuinness, one of those, Hugo Higginbotham, who you dearly love so much.
He's one of my favourites, Jonty.
But with a percentage, Hugo, of 95.6 Collegians and 6 wins, 1 loss and 11 draws, they're playing Premier B.
That's how tight it was.
Sorry, six wins, 1 draw, 11 losses.
That's how tight it was at the bottom.
But 5 or 6 of those losses could have very easily been victories.
Well, they were within a goal, weren't they? Or just over a goal. So, the pendulum just swings either way, and whatever end you're on of it, it's just the way that the cookie crumbles. As far as Collegians are concerned, well done by Haileybury, though. This time last year, I think we're out at St Bernard's. They held on by a point over Old Melburnians to not go down to B grade because I think Fitzroy...
Yeah, it was out of their hands.
It was out of their hands.
Yeah, so they lost to the OMs and they needed Fitzroy to lose to Collegians. And that happened, and they just stayed up, and again they survived. So 2 years in a row, it's come to the last game of the season for Steve Alessio. I wouldn't want to be checking his heart rate.
But as far as
Scotch
are concerned, a terrific year by them, considering the swings and roundabouts that Mark Nat would have been on. Players going in and out of the VFL, they come back in, and all of a sudden they have some big wins. Their percentage goes up, and they've always just been on the cusp of getting back in that 4.
Yeah, Jesus.
And how well that Coach Nat has been able to have these players win games and just stay within touch, because they probably knew that maybe looking at it, they're going to get some players back to catapult them.
There's 2 things on that. One, the planning that must have gone around it, with roughly knowing your VFL availabilities and getting everyone to qualify as many as possible and winning enough games and so many other things out of their hands.
Absolutely.
Because they were, and then also too, that side's gelled. You can see that out there. They work together really well. And with so many guys coming back in the last couple of weeks, it was always going to be my concern, how well do they gel? Well, no issues there.
They're going to miss 3 in 2 weeks' time. So Brommel won't have qualified, Tyler Sellers won't have qualified, Ned McGuinness won't have qualified, but every other VFL-listed player that played today would have, and I think that's 7 remaining. So the likes of Tarrant and Noblet, Reece Galvin, Jack Polkinghorne, Ollie Barter, and a few others that escape me just presently. And on your Collegians point, Simon Petch, I'm just looking at their games this season. They played 5 games, 6 games that were decided by 10 points or fewer. They lost 5 of them and they drew the other one. That's the deciding factor.
That's just the way it goes.
They've still got Simmons and Townsend to come back into that. And then you think of guys like Troon and even
James Brady.
The reserves had a Their reserves had a big win today.
Well, they're the best reserve side they've probably put on the park all year.
It'll be a ripping game of footy in 2 weeks' time when they come up against St Kevin's, who themselves just sort of rested a couple today the game out at Snake Pit, up to about a dozen, I reckon. And
a baker's dozen, I think.
And it has, you would say that St Kevin's, especially in the first half, they were good and they led St Bernard's for most of that first half.
They're more than entitled to rest anyone that they like.
Of course. Yeah.
And
wasn't going to affect their season.
No, they knew they were finishing third.
And I think there will be a few of the collegians' persuasion who will be unhappy about it, but that's the way that these things work. If you make finals, it's up to you to try and make sure your list gets through in a fit state, whatever method, I suppose, you use. It's up to you.
Well, you shouldn't be at a football club if you're concerned about how another football club's going and trying to help them out. It's every man for himself in this business. Look at collegians now. Their future was in their own hands this year. And now they're back down to B grade.
The other results are around VAFA William Buck top flight. We'll go first over to Harry Trott Oval. So Collegians 2013 133, defeating De La Salle 11-7-73. De La Salle go through the year winless and down to Premier B with Collegians. There's a 10-goal difference between those two teams. At the moment, as it stands, we'll see how it works out in 2026. Collegians, with that win, as we mentioned, will not be playing top-flight footy in 2026. Over at St Bernard's College, the Snow Dogs 16-12-108, defeating St Kevin's 10-14-74. With that win, St Bernard's survive in top flight for next year. Old Zavarians at Toorak Park running away from the University Blacks 19-10-124. The Blacks 8-8-56. They were 10 points up at halftime, the Old Zavs. They kicked 12 goals to 2 after halftime.
Just on that, Zavs kick a score, and you've got to kick a score to win finals. They're a very good scoring side. But I still think Brighton have got them.
Yeah, geez, we've got 2 good finals coming up, haven't we?
Yeah, the Old Zavs, they have got 4 big tons over their last 7 games. And if you stretch that back to their last 11 games, they've got 6 and then scores of 93, 98 and 95 in there as well. So they're a high-scoring unit, a high-powered offence, and they might get Marcus Stavro back from that Grade 3 syndesmosis.
Oh, they're very fit too, Zabs. We know that. They did a massive pre-season, so they run games out. They finish games off. They finish scoring highly. And all finals are played on big grounds, big open ones.
We'll finish up at the Melbourne University Oval. The Blues, 8-7-55. Couldn't go with Old Brighton, 14-13-97. 42-point winners, the Tunners. And that completes our home and away season, and the Tunners are minor premiers. 16 wins, 2 losses, a percentage of 167.4. 4 points clear of the Old Zavarians, 15 wins, 3 losses, a percentage of 165.1. So the top 2 has been set for a couple of weeks. It will be Old Brighton and the Old Zavarians in the second semi-final for a place in the big one in a couple of weeks' time. St Kevin's in third, 12 wins, 6 losses, a percentage of 128.1. And the Old Scotch team we saw today win in 4th place, 9 wins, 9 losses, a percentage of 108.6. So Old Brighton and the Old Zavs, St Kevin's and Old Scotch. 5th, Old Haileybury. 6th, the University Blacks. 7th, St Bernard's in the end after today's big win. 8th, the University Blues and the relegated teams. Collegians with 6 wins, 1 draw and 11 losses. De La Salle with 18 losses and no wins in their graduate year after being the runner-up in 2024 to the Bloods. Your takeaways, Hugo Higginbotham, does that feel like an accurate reflection of the year we've had?
Look, it does to a certain extent. I actually tipped Snow Dogs to go down and Collegians to stay up, so that one was probably not one I expected. After all, I've seen the Snow Dogs a few times. They were pretty good, but I just thought that they were, the games they lost probably were going to tell later in the year. But it's the games the Collegians lost that really must hurt for people at the club. But up at the top end, this is anyone's grand final, isn't it? So it's going to be anyone can make it out of this 4.
Yeah.
And anyone can win it. So
when you consider that Old Scotch did win it from outside the top 2 last year, they won't be at all affected by their standing on the ladder and their exactly 50-50 ledger.
I think with that coming from outside the 4, you don't get because it's a 4, so the top doesn't get the week off, like the extra game off, and everyone's got a bye coming into it as well. So you get nice fresh players, and these guys are that professional. They want to play week in, week out anyway. So
we'll go through the Premier B results just quickly.
Just one thing. I think outside the 4 this year, I think University Blacks really showed that they did trouble some sides in that top 4, and I think they've had a good year. The Blacks, they've finished outside, but they've had a good year.
Yeah, they've been superb, the Uni Blacks. So recovered their season from a dangerous place earlier in the year and then were able to push for finals, weren't able to quite make it, but that's the way it's all worked out for the Uni Blacks. We have the Old Scotch coach. His name is Mark Nat. He's the reigning premiership coach, and his premiership dreams for 2025 are still alive. Mark Nat, congratulations.
Thanks, Paddy.
Voice is a bit husky.
Yeah, it's a massive relief, isn't it? And, you know, they're such a good side, and obviously some really good inclusions today for them, and you know, it was a really good game of footy. It probably wasn't pretty for you guys, but
we were behind the glass, so that helped.
Yeah,
it did.
But no, listen, as I said, full respect to Wardy and Haileybury. What they've done this year has been fantastic. So we knew it was going to be a tough game, and yeah, as a coach, you look at all the scenarios, and obviously pretty pleased to get there.
We spoke to Charlie Cormack post-game. He was our best player on ground. I hope that's in line with your thinking as well. It always concerns me when we're out of whack. But I did ask him the question, did you think you were gone a couple of weeks ago, Charlie? And he said, look, to steal a phrase from someone else on the SEN network, I think he alluded to being perhaps guts up by this time of the year. But you always kept the dream alive at training. You were always aware of the equations, and you continue to keep the group together, and it's clearly showed today.
I'm amazed at how many of these guys don't know where it sits. And I think that, I mean, I don't expect them to get as in-depth as I do, but I certainly had, you know, looking at, and I was looking at Haileybury from a fair way out, and, you know, what it was going to take, and I was pretty gutted after the Blues loss. We had our chances that day, and thought that was probably the moment. But even then, I actually rang Jelly on I think it was the Sunday, and said, you realise we can still get there. But it wasn't about focusing on the outcome, which I know of, Hugo, you've spoken a lot about, you know, process and all that sort of stuff, which we just had to get back to our style, our system, the way that we played. And we did that against Bernards and were pretty good last week. So, always had the belief that things, and this competition, I've been around it a long time, funny things happen at the back end. You know, relegation sides beat top sides. It happens every year. That's just the VAFA, and that's the beauty of the competition that we're in. It's, you know, one of the reasons I think we all love it and respect it. So, but yeah, I did have that belief that we could get there. Yes, a little bit of luck, a few results had to go away, but it wasn't like we needed 6 results to go away. It was only probably 1 or 2. So, yeah.
Yeah, don't be surprised that the players didn't realise, because they're all goldfish. They just think about one thing and then switch off straight away, whereas coaches think constantly about it. But you've planned this really well. You can see that, because you sort of knew what you'd have roughly, what you didn't. And it doesn't matter if you win a marathon by a millimetre, you've still won the marathon by a millimetre. You've got in with, you know, the last game of the year. How long was that planning out that you've been involved?
I said to Wardy even before the game, we had a good chat. We got a great relationship, and I don't know why, but I always felt that this was going to happen, us and Haileybury, and you never know how it's going to play out for everyone, and obviously there was 1 or 2 other sides in the mix there too, but it always sort of felt like, you know, several weeks out that this was potentially going to be the case, and I don't know, it's just sort of the stars have aligned, and knowing who we were going to sort of get back at the back end. Obviously, I probably knew the VFL ladder better than anyone as well, and very aware of, you know, other clubs, and, you know, obviously, you know, knew that, you know, Jones was going to be back today from Frankston and things like that. So if you're going to do this job, you need to be across that sort of stuff. And you know, people just ask, just local footy. Well, yeah, but if you want to sort of be a step ahead and you want to be able to be successful, well, then you need to sort of get yourself across all that sort of thing. And you're right, it's, you know, we've now been able to get the guys into their roles, and that role clarity is important. And we know that there's going to be 3 that played today and last week that won't play, but that's okay, because we understand what our system and our structure looks like. So, you know, that's the exciting part. Now a couple of more guys will get an opportunity in 2 weeks' time.
A lot of coaches, Natty, speak about VFL availability and like it's a bane of existence kind of thing. But what I've always loved from you for the 18 months that I've been involved in the VAFA is how excited you guys are to get guys to have that opportunity. I think of someone like James Tarrant, who's been trying so hard at North Melbourne for a couple of years to get a go, and he gets an extended go this year. And I think the level of disappointment that another club might have to lose maybe their best forward for much of the season, for you guys, it's a joyous occasion to celebrate a guy who's plied his trade, who's put in the hard work, who gets the opportunity. And then you just find another guy, Will Clark, over these last couple of years. Fraser Morrisby's played a role for you guys. For those who maybe haven't tuned into us over the last couple of years, can you explain, I suppose, the club's philosophy for getting those VFL guys? Because you had 10 out there today and they just seem to fit in so well with the rest of the team. And I don't think that's how it would work at most clubs across the AMOs, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, I'm aware of obviously other competitions as well where, you know, I think, and obviously there's money involved in other comps where, you know, they put a lot of pressure on their VFL boys to be available as much as possible. For us, we probably see it through a different lens around, you know, and Taz is a great example. Jack Polkinghorn being involved at Carlton. Okay, he didn't play any games for Carlton this year, but they come back to us far better players and they get that exposure at that level. And certainly with especially like Taz being at North, Polks, Barter at Carlton, you know, Noblet at North Melbourne, you know, they're involved with AFL players who are obviously full-time in their particular, you know, a lot of full-time guys at AFL level. So, you know, we see the benefit in that. I'll let you in on a little secret, Paddy. At various times during the year, I was a little bit frustrated because, you know...
There are some things, yes.
It's more the number that we had, but we also really, you know, we understood that was reflective of the success of what happened last year. And you look at someone like Harry Scott at the moment, who's, you know, he's in the running for the Fothergill round, you know, medal in the VFL and potentially gets on a AFL list next year. So we knew midway through the year we weren't going to see him again, and you're okay with that because that proves that our development and the way that we're coaching these guys and that we're creating an environment for them to enjoy and develop, they get up to that level and they come back and, you know, we become the beneficiary of it. And, you know, someone like Sellers, they want to be here with their mates. They want to be playing. You don't need to force them. They want to be here. So, yeah.
So just, you're probably not going to answer this question, but you just give me the coach's answer. So we noticed that Tarrant went off at about the 5-minute mark and then we didn't see him for the rest of the day. Was that just a resting up for what's coming sort of thing, or...?
Straight up, it is, yeah.
That's fair enough.
He was, no, he's fine.
Very straight bat on that one.
No, that was good. We got the full answer. You could have said, you know.
Straight up, I'll tell you. You know, we managed a few of them there. There's probably one that came in today with a bit of an injury cloud. We managed him, but again, it wasn't a serious injury, one of our backs. But no, overall, we're in pretty good shape.
And on that, were you sort of, with Sellers going out, you probably don't have many more options unless you bring Moresby back and go with 3 bigs again. So that's something you'll have to deal with over the next couple of weeks and plan for.
Yeah, listen, we like that look of 3 tools ahead of the ball, and obviously last year Valentine was in that role, so Sellers plays that role at the moment. So yeah, I mean that's something we'll look at, and well, I won't say we will look at. We have been looking at. We do know what we're going to do, and we know what that structure looks like. Obviously, you know, you got to play to conditions and things like that, but. You know, certainly that shape ahead of the ball works for us, but we don't always throw that at the opposition. It's not always 3, there'd be 2. And obviously, I thought Clark was fantastic in the ruck today. Though, you know, obviously Granny's been really had a great season, so he copped a few. You know, they got into him a little bit, so we supported him with Clarkey, sorry, and I thought Clark did the same last week. So it's just how we use those guys. Tarrant's a sort of mobile. I know he's 197, but he could play as a midfielder, he could play on a wing, he can play in the ruck. So he's probably the one that gives us that ability to have the other two big boys down there.
You and St Kevin's, you've had this great battle now for the last couple of years. It feels fitting to me that you're playing off against them and resuming that battle again after that finals win last year where Will Clark and Angus Simons went bonkers for about 15 minutes and basically won the game off their boots. What can you tell us about St Kevin's? What are you expecting in 2 weeks' time?
Yeah, it's an interesting one with, you know, even Wardy today. Obviously, we've got a great relationship, I've mentioned a few times. And, you know, if it wasn't going to be us going through, I would have been, you know, rap for him. And probably with, you know, Plugger the same in a few weeks' time. Again, got a great relationship, the 3 of us. So, you know, they're obviously well rested today. There's no secrets that they've
we might have touched on that a few times.
So that'll be interesting. But you know, they're you know, a great side, and you know they've been entrenched really in the top 3 for, you know, most of the year. I think they've won 7 or 8 in a row now. Or they lost today, didn't they?
Yeah, they lost to St Bernard's.
Yeah. So they lost today. But you know, they'd won 7 in a row. All those boys not playing. Yeah, it's going to be a really, you know, finals footy's different. You know, it starts now. Like we think the hard part's done. The hard part's about the start. And St Kevin's, you know, I think it's their 7th season in a row playing finals. For us, it's our 3rd, and you know, we look forward to the challenge. So yeah, with the 2 sides, I think match up pretty well.
So just on that, finals do start now. This is when the real season starts. But what is the plan for the next 2 weeks? Because obviously it's different to the rest of the competition where you get the week off.
Yeah.
And it's every side in the finals gets that week off. So how will you map that out? You give me the straight bat again or broad brush on it?
No, mate. I was thinking about this because I knew you'd ask me this. This is my Christmas time.
Yeah.
I like September. I love September.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously the AFL. You know, the VFL are in the finals already. It's great. So you know, really excited about that. We'll sit down as coaches probably tonight and just put, you know, the actual plan in place. I think one thing that's important to acknowledge is, especially for a lot of the VFL boys as well, but, you know, they've started in November and the VAFA season at this level is such a long season.
And your season was long last year because when you play in the grand final, you don't get much time before speaking experience. Now, we might have something next year.
Hey?
If you win back to back, that'll be you and me back to back brothers. We can have we'll have lunch, we'll have lunches, we'll have a club.
That is, is there a club?
Well, yeah, it'll be you and me. It's just me on my own at the moment.
He takes himself out for a bacon and egg sandwich every Tuesday.
Yeah, I go to the pub.
I think St Kilda, Xavier and Brighton got something to say about that.
Potentially.
No, listen, I think mentally you got to freshen them up. Yeah. I mean, the obvious is the physical side. We don't need to run them into the ground, but the first priority, I said, I want them to enjoy. They've got thing back at the club tonight with the girls as well. Yep. I want them to enjoy this. This has been a tough season, and the ability and the achievement today is a great one. So let's enjoy that. You know, you got to do those things and you know, get around each other, and we'll focus on recovery in the first instance, and freshen them up, as I said, mentally and physically. But yeah, be pretty keen to have a pretty solid hit out probably, you know, next weekend, and get ourselves ready to go for a couple of weeks' time. I don't know where the game is yet, if it's Trevor Barker or Elswick, but anyway, it'll be what it'll be, and we'll get ourselves ready.
Yep. You got a function to go to and a final to prepare for. Congratulations,
Thanks,
mate.
Boys.
Premiership, back-to-back title defence, still alive. It's exciting times to be the coach of Old Scotch, Mark Nat, joining us in our post-game show. Congratulations. So the coach of Old Scotch, Mark Nat, congratulations to him and the whole footy club and the way that they've been able to finish out the season this year. It's been superb to watch the Old Scotch resurgence over this last fortnight. We'll go quickly through our mark and goal of the day in just a few moments' time as we welcome Simon Petch back into the commentary box. Our mark of the day is from the Queen Financial Group, well, an Old Scotch Premier partner since 2016, and they're celebrating their 31st year of providing specialist advice in wealth, lending, accounting and insurance. Mark of the day, are we going with the Charlie Cormack double? I think we let Simon Petch decide this one.
Which was the one down the other end, that massive mark? Was that Tarrant?
Tyler Sellers over the top before three-quarter time.
Yeah, you'd go that. You'd go Sellers over the top. He was 3D.
That was a ripper, that one.
Yeah. Yep.
Outstanding.
Can't give it all to Cormack. Like, he's not...
I'm happy too. He's unreal.
He's had a good game, but no, you can't give it all to him.
4 goals and mark of the day for Tyler Sellers. Congratulations to him. Our goal of the day is for Mercedes-Benz Berwick, Craig Howard and his team at Australia's most awarded Mercedes-Benz retailer. They're proud partners of the Haileybury community. Goal of the day, Simon Petch and Hugo Higginbotham.
Well, as I said, I don't get involved in it anymore because Petchy picks them. Even if I pick something, I get shut down.
I like watching you two.
I'm not that good at picking them, but if I do see one early, I'll nominate it and we'll see how we go from there. Yeah. Cormac this year.
Charlie Cormac.
That was a ripper, that one.
That was a beauty.
Yeah.
From the car park, Charlie Cormac is also our
It was the straightest kick of the day.
It was. But even the breeze had sort of died, so it was but goal kicking early in the game today was very difficult. Very difficult.
Old Haileybury 4-12-36, Old Scotch 10-13-73. The Scotchies are playing finals. Old Haileybury season over in 2025. After winning the Premier B flag in 2024, they've done a remarkable job, but they had that spot inside the top 4. It looked to be just about sewn up. They just couldn't get it done after the big V break. But still, congratulations to Daniel Ward, his coaching team, and all the volunteers, players and staff down here at the football club.
Yeah, it's hard to stay up. Hard to stay up.
Well, you'd want to be in Wardy's situation rather than Geordie McKenzie's, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So Geordie McKenzie's Collegians and Nick Hyland's D. La Salle, they're on their way back down to Premier B. And just to quickly round out the broadcast, Fitzroy winners today in Premier B over the Old Melburnians by 44 points. Williamstown CYMS by 8 goals over Old Camberwell. Old Ivanhoe by 5 points over the Hampton Rovers. So Hampton coming so close to its first win of the season in the last game of the season. Old Carey by 23 points over Old Geelong. And Caulfield Grammarians and Old Trinity, they're still doing battle at Glen Huntley Park. That is at the 5-minute mark of the final term. It's currently Old Trinity 51, Caulfield 50.
Wow.
So a very close run thing. But the good news for Caulfield fans and for Paul Sutterley, their coach, they will play finals regardless of the result. So Old Carey with the win today, combined with the Old Camberwell loss, will play finals. Hugo Higginbotham, Old Camberwell are going to miss. Williamstown are going to miss. They're going to finish 5th. It will be Old Trinity and Old Ivanhoe and Caulfield and Old Carey in the first week of Premier B finals next weekend.
That's a shame for my man Jimmy Allen, who's a great Big V representative this year. So he's the captain of Old Campbell. He gets over 40 every week nearly. He's a ripper, Jimmy.
He is a gun,
So,
Jimmy Allen.
Jimmy
Allen.
Yeah, Jimmy Adams is.
Jimmy Adams is Old Geelong. Getting those two confused.
But great work by Carey to come up and sneak into the finals there. So that'll be a ripper down there.
Yeah, so they've done what Old Haileybury couldn't, which is come up after winning the flag and then be able to make finals in the next division on the way up. So the Panthers, they're just, I think, mounting a charge. We might be seeing them in top flight in a couple of years.
It's even harder to win a premiership and come up and win another one.
Correct.
I've heard. Not many of us.
Many times.
St Bede's did 3, didn't they?
Yeah.
Under Leach, yep.
DCB?
CBA.
CBA. Yep, they did 3 in a row under Beveridge.
Yeah. So, Hugo, you might have a little bit of work cut out for you before you coach the Western Bulldogs, my friend.
I wouldn't take that job.
Yeah,
I'd do a better job with the list.
And on that note, so congratulations to Old Scotch. They're going to play finals in 2025. They won it by 37 points over Old Haileybury. Big thank you to Raj Johnston on the boundary for all the access allowed by both coaches today. Hugo Higginbotham for Hit IQ, you were superb.
Thank you. Now, we didn't unwrap this. I found social media footage. Raj used to have a beard.
Yes, he did.
We need to find out. If Raj is listening in the car, or you think he's done a runner, he's got a date. But he had a beard, and it looks very dashing with a beard too, Raj. He's a man of mystery, our Raj.
Oh, he's very clean cut on the boundary, isn't he? He's a professional operator. We'll see you in a couple of weeks, Hugo. So, actually, we might see you tomorrow. You've got a thirds grand final,
Yes, what's going on there, Hugo?
Yeah,
You're going to put the binoculars up and have a crack at a call?
Not a chance. I'm not special. I'd be horrendous at it. No, I'll just...
what do you think? What
You've
game?
learned for the
What
best
game?
in Simon.
It is St Kevin's and St Bede's, I think.
We're in trouble already, I think.
And how's the research gone for that one?
I know who the sides are. Yeah, St Kevin's and St Bede's. But it'll be interesting to see what happens with St Kevin's with all the players rested, because that has a flow-on effect down. So that'll be very interesting. But looking forward to that out at Box Hill. Another scene of a premiership victory by me. So going back to... That's the only...
Fade him down.
That's the only reason I'm going there.
Down.
Why did we even bring it up?
Simon Petch, congratulations
God, he has too.
on the successful completion of another home and away season.
Yes.
What are we up to now, Petchy?
No, we'll have a break next week and then we'll get back into the finals.
No fake retirements from you yet?
3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, you're on 3 weeks in a row.
I'll let them know.
Fantastic.
Whether they select me or not,
Have you let the legal team know that you'll be doing 3 in a row as well?
Remind me.
Tuck and Frangos.
Okay.
Hey?
I think it was Sue Grab It and
There
Run.
we
but,
go.
No, Buck Tuck and Frank Garlis.
Fantastic.
Right? You got that wrong.
My name's Paddy Grindlay. Thank you for your company on the VAFA William Buck SEN Match of the Day. Let's get out of here before we get pulled off air. Thank you for your company this afternoon. Thanks to Old Haileybury Old Scotch for all the access they've allowed us. Congratulations to Old Scotch, to the Old Zavarians, to Old Brighton and to St Kevin's on making finals in 2025. We'll catch you in a fortnight's time.
This has been the SEN Match of the Day. Thanks to William Buck. Join us again next week on the SEN app, sen.com.au and vafa.com.au.
Tickets are now on sale for one of the signature events on the VAFA calendar, the 2025 William Buck VAFA Finals Luncheon, held on Friday, September 5 at Zinc Fed Square. Join us as we celebrate the road to the VAFA and AFL Finals with 5-time Premiership player Dermot Brereton and 2-time Brownlow medalist Greg Diesel Williams. Secure your tickets today at vafa.com.au.
Are you looking to grow your business? William Buck are more than just accountants and advisors who can develop strategic growth plans for your business. With over 125 years' experience, William Buck has expertise in navigating through challenging times and has been working closely with the VAFA community, creating positive change for individuals, businesses and community organisations. William Buck's team of specialist advisors work collaboratively, providing you with 360 support. Schedule a complimentary consultation today by visiting williambuck.com.
Is your club celebrating a player milestone? Let us know at VAFA Media and we'll feature it in the Amateur Footballer. We're always on the lookout for stories that acknowledge outstanding achievements and the clubs behind them. Email us at media@vafa.com.au.
Hey guys, at GYG we never compromise on the quality